Let's get a Supra and take the governor up.
Like halfway in between a Corolla and a Supra.
Okay.
So Too Fast, Too Furious?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, you got a little tail on the back of that thing?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, we'll work on this.
Or a
I like
Johnston
this.
RV.
Yeah.
Third down.
Thomas
I like
Edison.
Johnston RV. I don't want to drive an
country.
RV 3,000 miles.
It's like a
Yeah, we get
cannonball run.
smoked. Thomas Edison would have been 179. Better career, Thomas Edison or Thomas Brady?
If you've, it's Thomas, Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Tom Brady. Thomas Edison, fascinating movie, The Current War, where they're trying to all take credit for who harnessed electricity first.
You know how many inventions he had?
That's what I was
doing
about
this
to.
yesterday.
I was going to pull it up.
I think it's on my memory from yesterday, 1,049. I think that's the number.
How many big ones?
And it's only the fourth most trademarks ever. Like there's 3 people that have more than 1,000 inventions in front of him.
Now he had a company that was basically his job was to invent things. But he invented the telegraph and then the telephone.
Somebody would have done it.
Those are big. No. We're not going to play that game. Those are big ones. Somebody could have won Tom Brady Super Bowls too.
Okay.
Oh, not 6 of them.
Okay. Think about this in the history of things. How about the phonograph? Was that important?
Record player?
Yeah.
Yeah, he invented that?
He did.
Okay.
Yep.
Tom Brady's got how many Super Bowl championships?
He's got
7?
6.
Okay, 6? Okay, we're up to 2.
I
No,
thought
does he have 7?
Graham Bell made
7.
the telephone.
Alexander Graham Bell made the first phone call. He figured
No,
out how
I
to
think
use
he
it.
invented
Yeah, so
the
we're going
phone.
to take it there. But telegraph is big, so that's 2. Telegraph and phonograph.
Telegraph.
Give me something that ain't in graph.
The Slinky?
He invented the microphone the
Big for
carbon
us.
telephone microphone that eventually was used in Alexander Graham Bell's telephone. Couldn't have happened without him.
Microphone
The phonograph.
invention, big for us. All right,
Phonograph.
All right, that's 2.
The electric light.
Okay, that's 3. That's big.
That counts as 1.
Yeah, well, Brady only could play 1 Super Bowl a year.
Electric power distribution, the ability to take electricity and run it from point A to point B.
Feels
he
like that
invented
falls under the light bulb, but we're going to go for it.
Yeah, that's big.
That's huge. We depend on that today, too.
How does the controversy around Edison potentially stealing a lot of his ideas from Nikola Tesla play into this?
That's a
Well,
big
I mean, this is
controversy.
Deflategate and it's Spygate.
Yeah, Edison's not going to go in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. That's what we're learning.
He invented the way we use cement. He invented cement.
That's big. That's 5. He's getting close to Brady.
It is. I mean, going from cement to a diamond on vinyl to get sound is.
I mean, listen, literally Alabama Asphalt is the sponsor of this segment. So cement is big.
X-rays.
Okay, I will go Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
Rechargeable batteries.
Yeah, Thomas Edison.
Motion pictures.
Okay.
All right, Jim, you can stop.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's dead now.
Yeah.
Submarines.
He invented the submarine?
Yep.
How did he do
Had
that?
the idea. Yep.
So Rich had too much time on his hands.
Did he just make like the patent for it?
I mean, he had the idea.
The best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great t-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect t-shirt for the next perfect southern night. Nextround.store. The memories are waiting.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Peter Burns will join the show here in the first hour, segment number 2. We'll talk to him about what was a crazy week in the SEC basketball world. No home teams won. 6-0 for the road teams. That included Alabama last night, including Auburn losing a home game 2 nights ago. We'll talk about basketball coming up. We'll take a tour of a couple of stadiums.
Stadium tour.
Yeah, Buffalo Stadium. We'll look at that one. It's almost done.
Yuck.
Iowa wants the Chicago Bears, and they're talking about building a stadium.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The state of Iowa wants the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
They ain't getting them.
You don't know, man. You build it, and they will wait. That's a different movie. Mm-hmm. But we'll start with basketball.
Never a big fan of that movie, by the way.
Field of Dreams.
It was up for Best Picture, too. It's kind of crazy.
Alabama beats Ole Miss 93-74. I jumped in with Kalshi. You can play in-game positions, and I waited until Alabama had sucked it up about as much as they could suck it up. It got down to Alabama minus 1.5. That total was at 149. Yeah, jumped on Kalshi right then. Boom.
Sprung to action.
Play Alabama. Take a position on them. Take a position on the over. And they had 61 second-half points. I'm going to stick with this. I like this team without Bediako. Are there certain teams they cannot beat with their roster makeup? Yes. I don't think they can beat Arizona. I don't think they can beat Michigan. I don't think they can beat Florida when and if they face them in the NCAA tournament. But after those 3, I think they can play with just about anybody.
Well, they should be able to.
I like them without Bediako. I like this team.
I don't think that – I think this is maybe a second weekend team that would be best case scenario, in my opinion.
Sweet 16 is what you're saying.
Yeah, look, Ole Miss is awful. I mean, they've lost 6 consecutive games now. They're not even competitive. They were competitive in the first half. Reitzel has a hell of a game, a career-high 7 threes, tied his season-high 21 points last night.
Of which he also had 7 threes in that one that tied his career high.
Yeah, I
told Brown, I was like, yeah, that's the second time I've seen him hit 7 threes and still only have 21 points.
It doesn't drive to the basket a ton.
You know, outside of former Wisconsin Badger A.J. Storr, like this roster is just not good for Chris Beard. I don't get it because we talked about the progression, year 1, 20 wins, year 2, Sweet 16, and now year 3, they have 0 chance of getting postseason eligible.
We're going to hear some things from Nate Oats here in a second, but first on Latrell Wrightsell, cut number 2, Tyler, if you will, on what Wrightsell, when he's healthy, is able to play, his full load of time and minutes, can help this team a lot, especially when he gets it dialed in.
Super happy for Wrightsell. When we got the news that Charles won't be able to play, and we knew we were going to have to go back to playing smaller at the 4 and not having as much depth in the interior, we really couldn't afford to play the 3 guards together, 1, 2, 3. We're able to do that when you've got 2 7-footers at the 4 and 5. Now that we have more like a wing at the 4, one of those guys had to come out of starting lineup. And Wrightsell stepped up, willing to do it. Like, I got no problem. All I care about is winning. And then I think I had Coach Murphy from the softball team talk to our team last week about Mudita. I just get the feeling when you do things like that you get rewarded for it, and he got rewarded in a big way. So Volunteers come out of the starting lineup, and he ends up leading us in scoring, goes 7 of 13. When you're about the right stuff, good stuff happens to you. So I couldn't be happier for him after, him volunteering. And shoot, out of those 3 guards, he ends up leading us in minutes. You just, you come in and you play well, both sides of the ball. I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this. Phylon is Phylon. He's the NBA player on the roster, and he draws a lot of attention. But we've all individually said this at different times as we break down these Alabama games or go into them. Amari Allen does it all. He may be the most important player. Phylon is the best player. Amari Allen, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. That's a full stat sheet.
Well, in the event you could ever have this team healthy at the same time, which has not been the case a lot this year for Alabama.
Right.
I think, minus Bediako, if you've got healthy Holloway, healthy Phylon, healthy Wrightsell, healthy Sherrill, healthy Allen, that's a dang good lineup. That's a dang good starting 5 right there. And I agree with you. Amari Allen is Well, Philon's the key, but aside from him, Holloway's going to do what Holloway does. Amari Allen does so much for this team right now.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing a lot of offseason buzz about Amari Allen, but I remember the first night we saw him at Boutwell, I was like, that kid can absolutely do everything, and didn't have a lot of stars. I think he was a 3-star coming out. Back to Reitzel real quick. Reitzel's fantastic when he can play. But the problem is, can you rely on him? He's played 16 of the 24 games, so 66%.
Kid stays hurt, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, so you play 2 weeks of basketball, you're only seeing him out there, 3 out of the 4 games.
Yeah, and that's where it's, and as this season goes, you can't just assume you're going to have Reitzel the rest of the year. I mean, like Holloway has been very dependable. Philon has played through injury. Allen, those guys have been dependable. Reitzel is the one part of that starting 5 that you want to have that you may not have at some point. Just based on his history, you're going to play a game or two the remainder of this season without Latrell Reitzel.
Yeah, I don't know how often you can go on the road in the SEC and shoot less than 40% and still win the game by 19 points.
Yeah, to score only 32 in the first half.
That's tough to do.
Yeah, I think they shot 25%. From the field in the first half.
Ole Miss?
Brown picked me up.
Alabama was bad.
Brown tried to time it out where he picked me up at halftime, and he picked me up right when the second half had started, and we were talking about it in the car on the way to trivia, that this Ole Miss offense is nearly impossible to watch.
And Alabama's wasn't much better in the first half. Yeah. And, going to the half, and I do have an old man take on this game for the end of the discussion of this game, so let me get to my old man take, okay, at the end. Okay. But it doesn't fit here.
You can do it later on after you do your Bojangles read.
Okay.
So when you do Bojangles, go straight
to
great biscuits that look like hearts for Valentine's Day right into your old man.
Yeah, this is not going to be a tender moment. It's going to be an untender moment. Going to the half, you heard Richard Cross, our buddy who was doing play-by-play there, say first time all season an opponent had held Alabama to 30 points in the first half, I think it was, the stat.
32, yep.
Yeah. And they're still up. Then Ole Miss is in deep trouble. If that's like the best defensive performance you've had against Alabama in a half of basketball and you're still down, that's going to be a trouble moment.
Yeah, I'll tell you when Alabama could be good. On the way back to your point that, there's only maybe 3 or 4 teams that could beat them on a given night is if Taylor Boboan could ever – if you could ever unleash the kid. I don't know if it's possible. You can see that he's got a certain skill set, but it's almost like he's timid. There's almost like a force field around him. It just hasn't come out yet.
About that front court with no Charles Bediako, here's Nate Oats on how he did it. At one point, they basically had 4 guards and Amari Allen out there, and they went really, really small. Here's Nate Oats talking about how they move forward now without Bediako.
Aiden leads us in plus-minus with plus 23 as 15 and 6. 2 blocks. Aiden's been pretty good all year. We were trying to do a better job resting him when we could. We'd like to play him closer to 30. I think we were able to. And they went real small late, which took away some of his minutes, and we just didn't play it big at all. So he was probably turning more towards 30 minutes if they would have stayed with a traditional lineup. So happy with Aiden. Shoot, Noah's going to have to give us some good minutes. I thought he had a great screen to get his shooter open. I thought he gave us some real good minutes on there. He had a steal on defense. So Noah played well. And then Taylor, hopefully that 3 hit late kind of gets him going. We need him to kind of give us that small ball fight. But I did think the switching, I thought our guards did a pretty good job fighting their bigs sometimes inside on the switching, which we're going to have to do a little bit more of probably without when Aiden's out of the game.
So a little basketball talk there, but it's hard for me to describe the players, the guards, and I think it was Richard Hendricks, Brown, on our show that talked about it takes a while for those guys to get used to Bediako being blended back in. All the off-season work, all the times in the gyms they've been running since August back and forth and September or October, and then you start playing all these games. You played a lot of games before Bediako got there. Just having the big guy that hadn't been out there with you on how they move. You knew how Taylor Boboan or Williamson or Aiden Sherrill, who he was talking about, how he moves, just how Bediako was going to, just his movements would make you hesitant running the offense. They looked in the second half like they got back to knowing where everybody was going to be. They looked more comfortable on the floor with each other.
Well, and Richard brought that up when we were talking about Bediako was only plus in one game he played of the 5 in the plus-minus. And he's like, that's not all on Bediako. That it is difficult for those guys to figure out how he blends in. Well, now you don't have to worry about that. You're playing with guys you played all season with now. So perhaps if that was in fact an issue, and that was Richard's hypothesis, perhaps that part's behind you now, and you've got the comfort moving forward. I do think what Nate touched on at the end there, without Bediako, you now got to get quality minutes again from Noah Williamson somehow. He's not been quality much this year, outside of one game. But you got to get quality minutes from him, and Taylor Bowen has got to get his shot going.
Well, look, almost 30% of your production was from the free throw line, and I don't know if I'm correct on this, but that might be the best free throw percentage I've seen since I've been doing the show with you guys from Alabama. I mean, what were they last night? 24 of 26, 92% from the stripe.
Is that good?
Yeah, I mean they attempted twice as many free throws as the Rebels on the road last night.
Yeah, on the road. One more thing to get to in this game, but back to Williamson. In relationships, sometimes things can get broken and people move away from you in a relationship, and then you come back, and you got to be a big person to not. I'm not that person. It's hard for me ever to get over things. Williamson was collecting dust on the bench when Bediako was here for the last 5 games, wasn't he?
But I think he earned that spot. Like, I think Williamson has to look in the mirror and say, have I done what was expected of me? And I don't think he has.
Yeah, like
but now they're turning to him. It's like, hey, buddy, we need you 1-5.
But guess what? You got a scholarship. We're giving you NIL money, and you weren't good enough. I mean, Williamson is he's a project.
Yeah, but he is the one that Taylor Bowen was still getting out there some. I mean, maybe his minutes were down a little bit, but Williamson is the one that was over there just like.
Yeah. But Williamson's the one. I'll use a quick analogy, whether it works or not. He's dating the trophy wife. She cheats on him, but he's the cuck, and he's always going to come back to her.
Yeah. That's him. That's quite the description. Okay.
Johnston RV Center. One more thing to get to here in this opening segment. Tell us about Johnston RV Center.
I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find Johnston RV Center, and always online at johnstonrvcenter.com. You can find all their lines on there. You can shop either by price, and you can set it by price range where you see their price ranges as low as under $30,000 or as much as over $120,000. So something in everyone's price range. Or if you're just looking for travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, park models, motorhomes, on and on and on and on, you can shop by those categories as well. They make it so easy for you. And keep in mind, everything you buy at Johnston RV Center that is new or qualifying pre-owned is covered by RV Warranty Forever. A lifetime warranty. Lifetime coverage for that at Johnston RV Center. Seymour, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online, johnstonrvcenter.com.
It's a show full of tender moments. So Brownie will tell you about Bojangles and our tender moment here in a second. But it's from last night's game, post-game. Both Nate Oats and Chris Beard talked about a note Chris Beard had handwritten for Chris Bediako. Here are the two coaches about why Beard wrote the note for Bediako and how it impacted Nate Oats last night.
So my drive over yesterday afternoon, I get a call from Coach Beard. Hey, Oats, Beard. It's like, hey, I said, what's up? He goes, is Bediako with you? I said, no, we decided to leave him home. We didn't want him to have to go through the stuff he's had to go through on the road. And he said, look, I assure you that's not happening here. I've already met with the cheering section. Everything's going to be positive here. You won't get any of that here. So major respect to him for that. And then he said, I also got something I want you to give him. And he came to our shoot-around last night, handed me a note that I've kind of opened, took a picture, sent it to Charles. I'll give it to him in person when we get back. It was one of the most classy notes to a kid from an opposing coach, and it doesn't happen often, but one of the classiest moves I've ever seen. And he didn't do it to get any recognition, and that's not, he assumed I would just hand it to Charles Bediako. But it basically, on the other side of adversity and difficulty is what fuels you on to success, and wish him success. He's pulling for him. It's not his fault that that there's no clarity in the rules. And I thought it was a extremely well-written, thoughtful thing for an opposing coach to do.
Yeah, it's a personal deal. I just, I think I was just thinking about Charles, the human being. I don't know him. seen him play a lot of basketball. He's a good player. So I have no dog in the fight in terms of the whole situation, but I do know there's a human being involved. And watching some of the stuff that was going on at the games and things. And so that was just as many people have to me in my life when I go through adversity and tough times. I think as human beings, we can encourage other people. It doesn't always have to be somebody that you know. And so, yeah, it was just it was a personal thing. But I was just writing Charles, the human being, a letter to let him know that, a lot of people out there pulling for him in his next basketball step.
Boy, I think Chris Beard heard a little bit from the opposing teams. I know you've been to some of these games. I mean, how bad is it? I mean, how thin of a skin do you have to have if people are calling G League dropout? Is that big of a deal? Does that bother that kid?
It is. I mean, I don't know if it bothers Bediako, but I think you hit on it. I think Beard is uniquely qualified to understand
No
this.
doubt, but it's completely night and day.
It is, but I think Chris Beard's like, I don't like hearing that crap. Why do I want an opposite? Yeah, I hate it.
But it's part of going on the
impacts
road.
Me. Well, I mean, apparently he doesn't want it to be part of going on the road at Ole Miss. I respect it. I thought that was a great
I don't think that's why
move.
Nate left him behind, by the way. He's not even going to play.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if he's on the bench again.
I probably saw those Mike Rodak numbers and how women's basketball is draining the program.
I would think it'd be a huge surprise if he's on the road with him again.
That's our tender moment of the day, brought to you by our friends at Bojangles, and then Brownie's got an old man take on that.
All right, Bojangles can make it bow time for you. Those heart-shaped Bowberry biscuits on your way to work or school tomorrow. They're not only great, they help a good cause. The Hardest Yard, the Greg Olson Foundation, and the Bojangles Foundation are all recipients. They make sure heart health is taken care of and heart health research is taken care of in all the communities Bojangles serves. So get those Bowberry biscuits that are heart-shaped, enjoy a great breakfast, and help a great cause, and make it bow time on your way to school or work tomorrow. Something has got to be done about the SEC network. Their production quality sucks, and if you're going to put your name on a network, the SEC makes a ton of money. They got to do something about this. The basketball games are borderline unwatchable. There's no crowd noise. It sounds like everything's played in a library. And when the announcers get excited, it blows the speakers out of your TV because their sound mixing sucks.
That's
If you're
just
the
game.
SEC, you've put your name on this network. ESPN is running this network. I know you're trying to cut costs at all corners, and it's expensive to run. The Big Ten Network puts you to shame. Just point blank, end of story.
It really does.
Big Ten Network, I watch games on both of them, is much better than the SEC Network. If you're going to be the SEC and put your name on it, and we're going to let students run it, that's great. I'm glad students are learning something. But if you're going to put your name on it, make sure it's quality, and it's not. The SEC Network is terrible. It's a terrible place to watch basketball. It has got to get better.
I don't notice any bad broadcasts except Ole Miss, and I've talked about that before. The audio, the crowd mix is off. It sounds like there's nobody at the game. But last night, there were not a lot of people at the game.
There is no sizzle to the SEC network, and there never has been.
None.
I mean, they don't care about the product. I mean, they don't do anything with the programming.
Yep, got to be better.
They recycle stuff. Yep. I mean, the only time I necessarily watch it, I mean, we've got it on here sometimes, is because of the live games.
Yeah, I mean, and all that's fine. They're going to show what they want to show, but the most people are going to show up for live games, and their live game production is not good. And it's a shame. It's a shame because they put their name on the product. It should be better than this. And it's a disservice. They've got good announcers, and it's a disservice to those guys because they're having to do it with inferior production, and it makes them look bad.
Well, it is the 2026 version of Jefferson Pilot.
It is. It is. They haven't improved Jefferson Pilot. They've only made it high definition, basically.
I'm not going to argue with you guys. I disagree on everyone except the Ole Miss broadcast. I can't tell a difference between any of the broadcasts that are being produced from campus except the Ole Miss one.
But don't you think this is almost like Major League taping up the propeller? I mean, they really don't care about the programming on SEC Network.
I disagree with that. I mean, they have to, as a network.
There's nothing unique on there.
Okay.
There's not.
There's I forget the name of it now, where they go and eat food at different SEC cities. They've done that since the beginning. I think 11 years of that award-winning. I wish I could remember the name of it now. The SEC stories are really well done.
Some unique. I would disagree with Lance on that. They do some unique stuff. I don't watch the SEC Network a lot. I'm not complaining about that. I don't really care what they show. It's probably not going to drag me in unless it's a live sporting event. but it is not quality. And I'm comparing it to the Big Ten Network and other ESPN games, and they don't match up. It's just not a good product. They've got to fix it.
Well, one more thing to get to right after LT tells us about our friends at Hoover Toyota. Just a wonderful place to go enjoy life, man. Go and get that new car. Go and get that new truck right now with our great friends at Hoover Toyota.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, look, tomorrow is never given. You've heard that before. I was going to wait until August to go out and get my new car. I decided back in October, you know what? I'm going to go see Harold. I'm going to see Scott. I'm going to see what it's all about. And, once you go and you do that test drive, more than likely you're going to pull the trigger. And that's exactly what I did. Such an incredible experience with our friends at Hoover Toyota, going back to December of 2024 when I went in to get Leighton's car. I had the great experience in October. My ex-wife had it just a couple of months ago with her new Sequoia. View their inventory and great pricing. Go to hoovertoyota.com. Hoover Toyota, new Toyota and used car dealer serving Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia, new used car financing, auto service, genuine Toyota parts. They've been perfecting the art of customer service for over 20 years now with their philosophy to give information to their customers. They are devoted. When you shop with Hoover Toyota, they want to keep you as a customer for life. That's why they offer the red carpet program and give you ways to let your friends experience an amazing shopping experience with their referral program. Again, stop by, see them. Highway 150 is where they're located, or go online, hoovertoyota.com.
Alabama finishes their football coaching staff with hiring Louisville's offensive line coach, Richard Owens, to be the tight ends coach at Alabama. He was coaching the O-line at Louisville. He is a former Louisville tight end, so he's got background at position as well. So Richard Owens joins Adrian Clem with a couple of O-line coach backgrounds to sort of work tight end to tackle, left to right, right to left, however you're lined up there on the blocking schemes and trying to change things. If that name sounds familiar to you in the area, he has worked at UAB a couple of times, including in 2019 to 2021 when he worked with UAB's offensive lines down there. So he joined that coaching staff. Big court days. Diego Pavia, they're waiting for the judge to rule. I didn't see a judge ruling on that. 3 hours in the court yesterday. Chambliss today, new findings that could get him eligible. And Joey Aguilar tomorrow. Is it just me or all these court cases quarterbacks? I mean, does the big O lineman ever get a court case?
Yeah, I wonder if we just don't hear as much about it. Like a Jordan Seaton, you would hear about that, but just because quarterbacks always garner the headlines, I wonder if that's why we talk about it so much.
Or do they just give the O-lineman the 9th year, the 10th year, the 7th year?
What position did the Montana kid play?
I think it was linebacker.
He got year number 9.
Yeah.
9. I've never heard anything like that.
26 years old before the season started.
And I don't know if it was true or not, but some Middle Tennessee guy or somebody who was recruited during the Obama years got a 10th year last night. Maybe that was on the Onion.
Wow.
I don't know, but the quarterbacks have to go to court, it seems. If you're another position, they just give you years, 8, 9, 10 years.
Do you guys pull for guys like Chambliss and Pavia to get eligible?
Yeah, because it's more entertaining with them. I think Vanderbilt is a better team with Pavia. He's entertaining to watch. He has made Vanderbilt not an automatic out. I actually can watch Vanderbilt football games and enjoy them. I think Ole Miss is better with Chambliss. I think it's a more entertaining product. I don't know what Deuce Knight is going to be. I'd kind of like to see him too, but I know what Chambliss is going to be. So again, I don't approach this like some people do. I approach it from an entertainment perspective. Those two teams are more entertaining with those two players.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. If I'm a Mississippi State fan, I don't want to see Chambliss get eligible.
Well, sure.
There's a lot of people that don't want to see Pavia get eligible, but I'm right there with you. I want to see these guys play.
I don't think Pavia is trying to come back. I think it's just finally ruling on his case, which is going to open the door maybe for junior college players across the country. For Trinidad Chambliss, I think that shouldn't even be in court. That should be an easy decision. What school was it? It wasn't even Ferris State. Maybe it was Ferris State. Somewhere along the line, they didn't file the proper paperwork. Or was that Aguilar?
They're hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
That was the kid from Texas A&M. Was that we were talking about yesterday?
That's
the basketball player.
No.
Okay.
There's a football player. I think somewhere along the line, Chambliss. It was Chambliss. It was his respiratory illness that the people at Ferris State did not properly file
because we were talking about
the correct paperwork. So that's why he doesn't have that year still out there. That can't be on the kid.
Yeah.
That's a problem at the administrative level at the old school. He can't be punished for that. He should get his year.
In fair state, it might be who knows, at that level, it might be the head coach's job to file
that's what I'm saying.
documents
it
like
could
that.
be the first base coach in baseball who's also the compliance director.
That's right.
I mean, that's a small school.
So let him play. Let Trinidad Chambliss come back. All right, when we come back, we'll get to some more football. Before we get out of here, though, in our opening segment, I did want to show you Buffalo's new stadium, the Buffalo Bills, man. It opens this upcoming year, right? They played their last game at Old Rich Stadium. This thing is $2.1 billion. It's almost ready to go. One thing that they'll have technology that will help correct the wind, to eliminate the wind a little bit, to cut down on the wind. My first take on reading you got the overhang there. It's still open air, but it's going to be a better conditions than. It's almost like Buffalo's taking away one of their biggest home field advantages, which was Mother Nature.
I agree, and I don't. As a Dolphins fan, I applaud this. I'm glad they're doing it. Now it will still snow on the field, but you used to go up there and play like I know this. Like when you, as a Dolphins fan, when you had the late year game up there, you were always playing in elements, and it's not going to be as pronounced as it once was.
Yeah, this has got to be trying to take care of that fan base, which I don't think that fan base. I mean, they're one of the
they almost
wildest.
It.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, fan bases that do flips off of RVs onto burning tables, I don't think they care about taking on a little snow. But, I mean, that's the only reason they would do this, right?
62,000.
To make it more comfortable.
Yeah.
62,000 is what it holds. Natural grass field with heating in the field. All right?
To melt the snow.
Yeah. And wind mitigation technology.
What is this, like panels that come up?
I think it is, actually. I think
block some of the wind.
Yeah, when you see the outside shot, when it cycles back around to the outside shot, you can see how the panels, they've got gaps in them, and some of them are different levels than others. I read about this when they were building it. See how those panels are a little bit different and how they're like different shapes?
Yeah.
That somehow, I think, reroutes the wind around the stadium so that it is not blowing into the stadium. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's when they say wind technology, the wind is routed around the stadium.
So 62,000, just in case you're wondering, is below the threshold to host a Super Bowl. And the fact that they didn't put a dome on it probably means they just built this knowing we're not in line to host a Super Bowl.
The fact they're in Buffalo.
Imagine, when Detroit hosted one, and Detroit was a top 10 market at that point, people were bitching and complaining. You take that thing to Buffalo in February?
No, you'll never hear the end of it.
All right, that's our opening segment. When we come back, a lot more to get to here today. The show being brought to you by our great friends at A+. Brownie, tell us about the folks that sort of rebuild your kitchen and bathroom.
They did. That is our guy, Brad Bell. And you can see more of what I'm talking about at his website, alabamabathremodels.com. That is alabamabathremodels.com. He is the guy when it came time to redo the master bath in our house. My wife, Jennifer, scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. Brad was the name she kept coming back to time and time again. So she hired Brad Bell and his crews to come do the work, and they did tremendous work in our master bath. Scott is showing you before and after photos there. You can see more, as I said, at alabamabathremodels.com. That is alabamabathremodels.com. Or if you want Brad to come look at your job, 205-422-1758. He specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. Not all he does by any stretch, but that is his specialty. And if you want him to come look at yours, do it. 205-422-1758 or alabamabathremodels.com.
And our great friends at Way to Wellness. Before we get to Peter Burns of the SEC Network, I want to remind you that Leslie and her board-certified team can help get to your desired weight. You heard Barkley talk yesterday about some of the ways he's been losing weight. Those are available with you at Way to Wellness. Injection therapy, meal replacement, protein bars like I use to prevent bad snacking. Every plan is different. No cookie-cutter plan designed specifically for you by Leslie. You can get all the details at planforme.com, planforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and that first consultation is free. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey guys, Valentine's Day right around the corner. Why go out and battle the crowd at restaurants when you can have the best meal right there at home from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop? Right now, the Valentine's Day special, 2 certified Angus beef fillets, 2 twice-baked potatoes, fresh salad for 2, yeast rolls. The Choice, $69.99. The Prime, $79.99. Available for pickup Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Make the call. Cahaba Heights, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Peter Burns joins the show after I tell you about our great friends at Walk-Ons. He's familiar with the Walk-Ons, the origin story, the genesis of Walk-Ons down in his land of Bayou Tigers. Walk-Ons every day is game day, whether it's post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites. Walk-Ons is your go-to for good times with wall-to-wall TVs, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages, from melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame-level burgers and all the great food. Stop by today or order online with the Walk-Ons app. We've got 3 great locations right near our studio, Trustful, Greystone, and Stadium Trace. It's game on at Walk-Ons.
All right, Peter Burns is with us now, SEC Network. You saw him in the studio last night for all the games. As Jim said, I'm sure he's been to the Walk-Ons in Baton Rouge. What's up, Burnsy? How are you?
I've been to walk-ons in y'all's neck of the woods as well too, man. Right after SEC baseball tournament, and but I do want to come in here hat in hand and apologize because I know like the video team, I've upset them because I'm doing a phoner today.
Yep.
But I couldn't get the hair and makeup team assembled this morning, so I apologize. So I'm coming hat in hand with an apology right off the bat.
Yeah, the chat room believes you wear a toupee and you didn't have it on yet.
Well, listen, remember, the boxer that did you see that video of the boxer who got hit so hard the toupee came out? After that, I'm deathly afraid. And it's been pretty windy here in Charlotte. So, I couldn't take that risk, boys. Couldn't take the risk.
Hey, so Birdsey, I know we'll get into basketball. We were talking about Trinidad Chambliss. Do you ultimately think Chambliss is back on the field for Pete Golding next year?
I mean, I have no idea what to expect. I know that's the worst sports radio, opinion ever because – I was sitting there going, every time I see the NCAA, Lance, say, hey, this guy is ineligible, I'm like, we used to be like, all right, well, that's it. Like, let's go on to the next thing. And now it's like, bet. All right, let's just you see if what lawyer or what court case or what district it gets filed in. So I don't know. I have no idea what to expect today. I'll be honest with you. I've sat there and looked at it. If I'm Trinidad Chambliss, I would love to fight this. I would love to go back to Ole Miss, but I'm kind of not upset if I lose this and I'm done and I have to go to the NFL, right? I mean, like his tape's probably not ever going to get any better. I don't know outside of Mendoza who else is going to be out there that really moves the needle as far as quarterbacks in this draft. And are you a late first round, early second round pick? Probably. I mean, how the hell can you look at his tape, guys, and be like, yeah, I don't think I want to take a gamble on this in the NFL at the next level. Like, I don't think he'll say that out loud, but he's in a win-win situation today.
Yeah, Mel Kiper this morning with a new updated quarterback big board has Mendoza, Ty Simpson, and Trinidad Chambliss right there as the third. And like you said, as you go through the process, there's a path for Chambliss maybe to jump over Ty Simpson by the time we get to April and the draft in Pittsburgh.
Jim, who would you pick? If you got one game on the line, you taking Trinidad or you taking Ty?
I don't know. Which one's your favorite kid?
I'm taking Trinidad. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I think most people would.
Yeah, just the mobility of it. I understand from the NFL level, they're going to look at it as like, all right, how tall is he? Like, do you have this, 6'4" build? No, but I've seen it right with my eyes, and this is, I'm taking Trinidad over Ty if I'm starting a franchise.
Listen, I don't know the game as good as a lot of the people you talk to, like Kublik and McElroy and all the people who roll through your studios up there. But every football person that we've talked to on our show always talks about Ty Simpson and his ability to read defenses and throw the ball to the right place. And I think there's value of that in the NFL, maybe more so than in college. And I'm not saying that Trinidad doesn't do that too. We just haven't had as many people on our show talking about it. That's why I would be hesitant to just automatically go Chambliss over Simpson, in my opinion.
Well, and we saw Trinidad healthy, for the majority of the year. We did not see Ty healthy at the end of the year as well, too. And honestly, Ole Miss could at least run the ball, which helped Trinidad. Alabama couldn't run the ball at all, and everybody kind of knew that. And I think that's when teams started kind of zoning in on Ty. So. College
basketball is a weird sport, and the SEC just reflects that. This week, y'all's midweek games, the SEC road teams were 6-0, and there's no better home field advantage than in college basketball. That's pretty weird to sit in your studio and watch 6 SEC teams go on the road and get 6 wins this week.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this, and you go back to Tennessee, and then you got Alabama going in there. Part of that is matchups, and part of it is I've talked to coaches as well too. Is they know that Tuesday and Wednesdays are going to be sleepier crowds, and so there's a little bit more of an amp up for the weekend game. So they don't say it, hey, we're going to roll in here and win these games, because the crowds suck. But I think there's not a doubt that with the margin being so small. And there's so much parity now that every little bit, 1 possession, 2 possessions here, it's a difference maker right now. And I mean, everybody, listen, compared to when we launched the network in 2014 to where we're at now, it's, night and day different. I mean, I can remember watching Anthony Grant And I'm trying to even think, like, some of these games, it would be like Bama 48, Missouri 42.
Yes.
I mean, like,
not at the half.
Not at the half. And we just get a little bit more enjoyable basketball right now. But it's everybody trying to chase Florida. I mean, Florida is the only team that has any kind of chance in my mind to make it to a Final Four right now. There's teams that are decent and solid. It's still a great basketball conference, but we just got spoiled with how off the charts good it was last year.
All right, I'm going to give you a second to think of your answer. So I'll ask the question and then give you a chance here. If you had to project the 4 double byes in the SEC tournament, the 4 teams that don't play until Friday, who are you going with? Peter Burns will answer that question. He's with the SEC Network. He is with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. You can follow him on social media at Peter Burns ESPN. See him in the studio throughout college basketball season. So your Friday byes, your double byes that don't play until Friday, give me those 4 if you had to project right now.
Yeah, I'm projecting, obviously, Florida, who I think is heads and tails above everybody else, Arkansas, Kentucky, and then it gets tricky.
Yep.
I guess I'll go Vanderbilt, but I don't feel great about it, honestly. I mean, I think that's the line of demarcation right there. Is you got Florida in its own tier, and then you got Arkansas and Kentucky in that secondary tier. And then outside of that, A&M, we saw what happened last night. Now they've lost 3 in a row. So there's just kind of that. There's definitive tiers right now in SEC, and I don't even feel great, believe it or not, putting Kentucky. And I know they won 8 of the last 9, but going, that game Kentucky versus Florida is going to be damn fun to watch coming up this weekend.
Yeah, they play Saturday. I would just say that 4th one. I don't necessarily disagree with you, and those are the top 3 teams in the standings right now. I would say if that 4th one,
if they get healthy.
Yeah, that 4th one, if it's Vandy, Tennessee, or Bama, you're probably not surprised. That's probably the group it would come from, I would think.
And here's one thing that was interesting, and we got into this last week when we were talking about Bediako playing, and Damian Fishback, who I love, he is as dialed in as anybody. He brought up an interesting point. I go, hey, if Bediako's not allowed to play, how bad is that going to hurt him? And he goes, honestly, it is another 5 fouls. It is another defensive guy down low. But they actually, if they get healthy, they move the ball better in Nate's offense without Bediako. And he goes, I can make an argument that if they get healthy, they're actually a better team in the structure that they want to play. And I think we saw that with Wrightsell last night, being able to, the ball movement being a little bit better and freer. And I think now they understand, hey, with no Bediako, they're going to have to play a different style of basketball. And I think that style of basketball actually fits Alabama better.
Hey, Bernsey, back to the Florida Gators. They've won 9 of 10. And Ruben Chinaloo, watching this guy, 20 more boards last night. Over his last 10 games of them winning 9 of 10, he's averaged 13 and a half boards. The guy has been, and he was a role guy for Todd Golden, in winning a national championship last year. If I asked you more improved player in the SEC, we saw Tyler Tanner just 2 nights ago against Auburn. Last night we see Chinaloo go out and get 20. Is it Ruben Chinaloo or is it Tyler Tanner?
It's funny because I think it's I'm going Chinaloo, and it's a great observation because he's taken on more of a leadership role, but that's also because they had to move Thomas Houck to the 3. And I think Thomas Houck moving to the 3, he feels a little bit more freer right now, and they're trying to figure things out. I mean, I think Todd Golden knew that this team was going to be really good, and before the year, they're like, all right, we got to figure out, can we shoot it from outside with Boogie Flan and Xavier Lee and Klabchar and whatnot, and they were trying to make that happen. And I think now they realize, guys, hey, man, we got these beasts that are really mobile, and we can move them around. Let's stop messing around and let's go put 72 points up in the paint against Alabama, and let's not overthink this. And I think by them going back and relying on Chinaloo and relying on Hand-Logden and Condon down low, now it's allowed everybody else to be freer, and that's why I think sky's the limit, and they're going to hit their streak coming up here soon.
I know you're about to start your golf tour, including the SEC championships that you do. And obviously Auburn's men's team is so good. Alabama's been there as well. Charlie Woods ends up going to Florida State with Miles Russell. I'd heard at one point he was very close. He visited Tuscaloosa and thought about coming to Alabama. What is Charlie Woods going to be on the college game? Does he move the needle there for you?
I mean, he moves the needle in the fact that we're talking about it on Next Round Live in the middle of February, right? I mean, like that's it's Tiger's kid, but it's also such an unfair level of expectation. Like, if he ends up being a solid college player, that's great. I mean, it's not like, hey, all of a sudden. I mean, like, I'm more impressed when I look at like the lineage of who I think is going to be like unbelievable world-class athletes. As much as I think it's Tiger Woods and maybe Charlie Woods, go look at Marcus Spears and his wife's like family tree. Like his son's getting ready to be, I mean, probably going to be valued at like $5 million in NIL deal. Going to be a top prospect. His daughter may be one of the best volleyball players in the world. And, oh, by the way, they got a little one as well, too. So I'm rolling with the Spears family other than the the Woods family in golf.
Oh, fascinating. Fascinating. Is the kid, is he leaning LSU, Peter, since Marcus went there?
I mean, listen, I don't know anybody that would lean to LSU basketball right now, man.
Oh, he's basketball. Man. I thought he was football, so he's basketball.
Oh, no. He's hoops, man. He is like, he's 6'10". He's an absolute bucket and a good kid. And it's got to be so weird right now, too, because, Spears is a big LSU guy. And, obviously he went on a recruiting trip over there. And, like, what direction do they go if and when they make a change? I mean, I think that there's a chance that we see 2 new coaches, if not more, in SEC hoops right now, unless something crazy happens. And they're both great guys. Matt McMahon and Porter Moser are awesome dudes. They just cannot find enough victories right now, and it's tough because this conference is so much damn better.
Yeah, Texas maybe for the Spears kid. I'd seen
basketball.
Yeah. One more golf question for you, strictly personal. Let's say you had to try to pitch your wife on getting new clubs. I was a 9.8 handicap at the end of 2023, and I'm a 15 now. It's going the totally opposite direction. How do I sell my wife on new clubs?
It's your money.
Here's the deal. Here's what you do. You buy the clubs, okay? And if she comes home, Jim, and all of a sudden starts complaining, all you do is turn to her stone cold, just look her in the eye and go, honey, the Dow's over $50,000. What do I say?
Okay.
Like what? I mean, like think about the bigger picture thing here. The Dow is over 50,000.
If we can't buy clubs now, when can we buy clubs?
I mean, when can we? I mean, the Dow's 50. So that's the go-to.
All right, he is Peter Burns, a rare poverty visit on the phone for Burns, but he'll be back on video with us next time, so nobody gets upset.
Thanks for making us miss our radio days, Burns.
Love you, boys.
All right, see ya. Peter Burns with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Yeah, and the show being brought to you by our friends at Calci, the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, whatever they call it now.
That's it. AT&T.
Is in play at Calci. If you want to take positions on certain golfers, I would imagine. Wait for it, Brown. Is Scotty Scheffler playing?
See if you guys can believe this. He's the odds-on favorite to win.
Wow.
I heard Brown take a couple of positions on Calci last night.
That was a quick $40.
But that's the kind of thing you can do. You can have a full, instead of just playing a 2-hour basketball game, you can actually have a fun within 2 minutes.
Yeah. Or you can cash out, Lance. Like, you don't have to keep your position. I showed you one of the positions I took immediately. After taking it, I could have cashed out and made money. I did not. I wrote it to the end, but you don't necessarily have to eat your losses there. You can cash out and make some money.
Yeah, and look, and I know this is very important for a lot of our listeners and viewers, but Calci is now legally trading available in all 50 states. Again, we bring up the 2024 presidential election. That's when Calci really started to make noise. Their odds often cited to who was favored to win the presidency. Now the first platform to allow you to play sports trades legally in all 50 states, not just sports, politics, weather, pop culture. Make sure you download Calci. If you're sitting at work right now, I'm telling you, this will entertain you all day. Download Calci, put in that code TNR. You get $10 back when you trade $10. It's that simple.
It is. Scotty Scheffler, Roy McIlroy, Siwoo Kim, your top guys at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, AT&T Pebble Beach, if you want to play that. TNR is the code you use. Get $10 on your first $10 trade at Calci, so take a position there. I will tell you, since winning the 2022 Masters, Scotty Scheffler has finished top 3 in more than half the events he has played, which is a pretty remarkable run. So he's probably a pretty safe play here.
You can take a position on the Daytona 500 this weekend. And basketball tonight, I'm going against my friend Coach Petway at Kennesaw State. I'm taking the Fighting Middle Tennessee team on the road in Kennesaw tonight, a position at I know on Kennesaw State winning by more than 3.5.
Okay. So that's a no.
That's my position.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Who do they
tonight.
play? Kennesaw State and who?
Middle Tennessee and Kennesaw State in Kennesaw.
Yeah. What's been going on with those two teams recently?
Kennesaw State good, Middle Tennessee State bad.
Okay.
But the position's only 3.5.
It's interesting, isn't it? Okay. All right. Just see
what I did, Brownies, I took my winnings from my position last night.
Correct.
And I'm just throwing it into my position today.
That's right. Just playing ahead. Playing Dow's over 50,000.
You can't throw it away like that.
No, you cannot.
Without playing the game. All right, before we get to the viewing menu, to show you that we're at a part in the basketball season where coaches are starting to get tired, I'll offer up two coaches last night. Colorado loses on the road at Texas Tech. Tad Boyle says, I can't believe we're taking a charter flight back to Boulder with this team. We wasted our money.
That is very Jimmy Johnson in the Cowboys documentary when they hit the charter home and he wouldn't let the team eat. And Michael Irvin was like, I was starving.
That was incredible.
And Jimmy was like, they don't deserve to eat. Don't serve them food.
I don't think a college coach could get away with that today.
Jerome Tang, Kansas State got beat again last night. These dudes did not deserve to wear the uniform tonight.
Well, their uniforms, have you seen their two-tone?
Yeah.
I mean, they've got the lavender with the dark purple. I mean, they've got some bad uniforms. But a lot of this is on the coaches. Like, Tad Boyle, you got beat by 34 points on the road in Lubbock.
Well, Jerome Tang is about to get fired. I saw On 3 did their coaches on the hot seat.
God, he made such a splash his first year in Manhattan.
Right? Elite Eight first year and has done nothing.
Yeah, former Baylor assistant.
Yeah.
The former Kansas State head coach, known for his days at Cincinnati and West Virginia, Bob Huggins. A new documentary, the trailer is out, Beyond the Bench. It looks fantastic. If it's well done, that'll be one I'll want to tune in and watch. And then before we do the viewing menu, brought to you by Michelson, another death in the acting world. James Van Der Beek passed away yesterday in his late 40s, colon rectal cancer. And it Dawson's Creek, but Varsity Blues for a lot of our audience and some other things. Sort of gave up acting when he wanted to. He did it sort of as a side hustle to be, besides his marriage and raising 6 kids on his farm. Really impacted people who are in their 40s, who grew up watching Dawson Creek. Just a big actor, but it was one of the rock star impersonations that I always went back to. He was always, I don't want your, what was that?
I don't want your life.
I don't want your life, from Varsity Blues there.
It's so sad, that and he had colon rectal cancer, and he got this news through a colonoscopy. He said that his bathroom habits had changed, and he decided to give up coffee. In an article I was reading, said it still didn't, it still was a little messed up. So he went, had the colonoscopy. Said right when he came out of the colonoscopy procedure, they told him, "You've got cancer," and he's like, "My life immediately changed." And this is another example of if you are a male now at 45, you really need to get this checked out, because it can come on quick. And you mentioned a slew of kids, and just really sad. I never watched Dawson's Creek. Obviously saw Varsity Blues. I'll never forget, though, it's so funny. Some of these actors that aren't like big name actors, they're just remembered by their characters. Because I got a call from a buddy about 15 years ago, and we were just talking, and he's like, "Man, you'll never guess who I partied with last night." And he was like, Moxley or Moxon. What was his name in Varsity?
Moxon. It was Moxon.
Yeah. He's like, "I partied with Moxon last night." I'm like, "You mean James Van Der Beek?" And he's like, I guess the quarterback from Varsity Blues.
Dawson. Dawson. Yeah. Well, that's how I got the news. Somebody texted me. It's like, Dawson died.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dawson? I don't know a Dawson.
I remember hearing he was sick, that he was battling cancer. I didn't know that it was, this far along, but just a terrible situation. And again, enjoy life. Tomorrow is never given, but get checked out. Get the colonoscopy. I know it sucks. Don't just shit in a box, Brown. Go get the colonoscopy.
Again, I don't know why you always bring that up.
Our friends at Michelson.
It's actually it's a medical procedure.
I know, but it's not nearly as accurate as a regular colonoscopy.
Didn't stick a camera up there and look around.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
I know, but they tell you whether you need to go get the camera up there before age 50. I'm going to get the camera. I just did it as
why
a
don't
procedure.
You just have it take a look just to be sure?
And it's really not that bad.
to.
Like Jeeves, you're not nearly old enough. Dunaway, you've had one done. It's just not that big of a deal.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Michelson Laser Vision brings you the viewing menu today. Tyler and LT on what they're watching these days. Michelson can make sure you see it perfectly.
Yeah, 205-969-8100 to view life in 4K. You need to make the phone call that I made way back in 2003. Asked for Amy Toe, the next round sent you. She is going to hook you up with an absolutely free consultation. You have zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. Make the phone call that I made. For more information, you can always go online. Go to michelsonlaservision.com.
All right, so I went to the movies last night, as I'm known to do. I saw The Moment, starring Charlie XCX, who is a pop star, and this movie was billed as like a mockumentary, and so I was going in expecting like this is Spinal Tap, but at a rave, and then it ended up being an actually pretty serious, heavy story. It's about a creative dealing with feeling stuck in this one project she's in that's gotten a lot of attention, and how do you move on from that, and what does it all mean, and also the conflict between artist and industry.
Yeah, I'm sure she plays it well. She's used to being in front of a camera, a microphone. She's basically playing herself to a degree. Charlie XCX, she's a big party girl, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's a girl. I thought Charlie XCX was a dude.
Yeah, I went, the only time I saw Taylor Swift took the kids over there to Atlanta on that, what was it, the Reputation tour? I forgot which one it was, but she was the opener, and then Camila Cabello, and then Taylor Swift.
Dang.
Interesting opening for Taylor Swift, but I guess that was before Charlie XCX started making cocaine her whole personality.
Yeah, probably. But you know what? If you're going to pass over musicians that do cocaine, you know, that list probably shortens pretty quick.
It's going to be hard to fill out a bill, yes.
But anyway, tonight the movie I will be seeing is called Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Boy, I've seen the trailer for this, and it's gotten some pretty good reviews, I think.
Yeah, it's gotten some good reviews. It kind of looks like there was a movie called Y2K that came out a couple of years ago, and it was about the night of Y2K, where all of the electronics go crazy and start attacking people. And that's kind of the vibe I get from this, but with AI and Sam Rockwell as the lead.
The female lead is the girl. Have you seen the trailer for this?
No, Haley Lou Richardson.
It's the girl that was the assistant to on Dadgummit. I am totally butchering this because I can't remember the actress. The thing we watched on HBO where they go on the vacation and the crazy stuff happens.
Yeah,
White Lotus. Yeah, second season of White Lotus.
Yeah, she's the one that bedded down with the Australian.
That
dude.
is correct. Yeah, she was the female lead on this.
Yeah, but I love me some Sam Rockwell. It's got 88% right now currently on the tomato meter.
All right, and it's directed by Gore Verbinski, who did the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, the first three of those, Rango, starring Johnny Depp, and The Ring. Next up, new release tonight, Crime 101. An elusive thief eyeing his final score encounters a disillusioned insurance broker at her own crossroads. As their paths intertwine, a relentless detective trails them, hoping to thwart the multi-million-dollar heist they are planning. It stars Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Halle Berry, Barry Keoghan, and Nick Nolte.
Love the cast, love the genre, and it's got an 89%. I will definitely be seeing this.
Yep, I'm definitely catching this later this weekend. And then finally on today's viewing menu, if you haven't gotten the chance to see it, I very much recommend it. Netflix has added The Black Phone, starring Ethan Hawke, to its catalog.
Yeah, I saw the first one, didn't see the second. Seemed a little too much.
Second one went way more in the supernatural direction, whereas the first one had a touch of that, but was more grounded in reality.
Yeah, terrifying. Bo and I were talking about, he finished I'll Be Gone in the Dark last night, and he's like, there's just something you like, if you grew up in the 80s, it resonates a little bit more with you, and Black Phone was kind of that, like you were scared to death of being abducted as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of everything that was going on, and you know, there was no DNA testing back then, there was no Ring doorbells. It's a different world.
Yep, I would definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it.
And that's what Tyler is watching, brought to you by our great friends at Michelson Laser Vision. When we come back, we'll jump back into college football with our spotlight today. That's being brought to you by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. We talked about early testing, not just for colorectal, for all of our male and female viewers out there. Same when it comes to your urological needs, especially you guys, when it comes to your prostate health. And Urology Centers of Alabama can take care of you. They've been doing it for over 70 years with compassionate care here locally. 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. They've got 16 wonderful locations, one near you. And again, so long they've been doing this, they'll handle everything from prostate care to kidney stones, vasectomies, and everything in between. It's Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA. Make an appointment today, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical offices, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey guys, Valentine's Day right around the corner. Why go out and battle the crowd at restaurants when you can have the best meal right there at home from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop? Right now, the Valentine's Day special, 2 certified Angus beef fillets, 2 twice-baked potatoes, fresh salad for 2, yeast rolls. The Choice, $69.99. The Prime, $79.99. Available for pickup Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Make the call. Cahaba Heights, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hey, we'll do the college football spotlight, Tyler, here in just a second. But before LT tells you about Crane U, give me cut 5. There's one guy who has loved the move to the Big Ten for his school more than anybody else in college sports. It's Mick Cronin, man. He loves to travel.
This guy bitches every press conference.
He loves everything.
Does.
Forrester, you have this guy. You get this guy for me all the time. Mick Cronin, who I love as a basketball coach, and I would love to cover it because he seems like
no, it's complaining every press conference.
I don't think he realizes what he was getting into with. He saw the UCLA job and he's like, man, this is awesome.
And
That's
he's old enough to remember when UCLA was really, really good. Does Mick Cronin ever looks like has he ever walked out of a Dunkin' with a nice cup of coffee that he liked and a donut he liked?
I don't know. I think this one's kind of funny.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but I bet he
refreshing.
is a guy that will cuss you in traffic.
He does complain a lot, though.
I saw him after a win. I can't remember. They beat over the weekend. They beat, and he comes in. He's like, don't even ask me about the officiating. It was awful. And I'm like, my God, this man has got to find something to complain about. They just won.
He is. We used to joke on the Dunaway and Brown show back in the day. He's one of those tournament guys. He doesn't say tournament. He says tournament, and that used to be when you were a good basketball person. You're a basketball elite.
I believed him more when they said tournament.
Yeah,
that's a very Jim Boeheim way of saying it.
Tournament, Jim Calhoun, tournament.
Here's Mick Cronin. It is lighthearted, but again, he throws in the life in the Big Ten. So he's got to have this guy. He's talking about recruiting.
You're going up against another big front line on Saturday. 3 guys 6'9" or taller.
Yeah, it's life in the Big Ten, buddy.
Yeah.
Like I've told Yogi, like all these agents are in town. I guess it's the All-Star games here.
Yeah.
I'm oblivious. Find me the biggest, nastiest vodka drinking Eastern European you can. It's like I tell Yogi, he's meeting with all these agents from all over the world are coming in, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just find some guy that used to like wrestle bears in Lithuania or something. The Big Ten is no joke, buddy.
Yeah.
Everybody's big.
Yeah.
Everybody's strong.
Yeah.
I mean, almost. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I mean, people, it's just every game you play.
I was watching that Nebraska-Purdue game the other night, and the old cat that plays center for them, he looks like he's 45. He looks Amish. He's got that, the chin strap beard. I mean, that guy, if you told me he was about to retire from the NBA, I would believe you.
Yeah.
And he's massive. I mean, I don't know what they list him at, but he looks like 7'1", 350.
Yeah. He looks like he played for the 1977 Portland Trailblazers.
He does.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy looks 100.
Or the 77 Russian national team.
Yeah.
He just had, and Cronin's a good coach. He just hadn't had the success he had when he had in the Pac-12. I mean, when you really look at what he was doing at the Pac-12, I mean, a Final Four appearance, multiple Sweet 16s, and they've only been in the Big Ten 2 years. They won one postseason game last year, but I don't know. He knew what he was getting into, though, right?
I would imagine, though, if there's a SEC job, I don't know about the SEC. If there's a Big East or a Big Ten job back this side of the Mississippi, I could see him
or
taking,
Big 12
to see him, or Big 12, him coming back across this part of the country. All right, Crane U brings you part of the show before we get to the college football spotlight today.
Hey, get the Crane training you need today. If you're looking for that new career or further training to advance your current one, our friends at Crane U offer the comprehensive, state-of-the-art, fully stocked training facilities for mobile cranes, overhead lifts, or forklift training. You see me and Bo and Scott out there on the location out at Crane U in Leeds. The team at Crane U, they're going to come to you if you want to use your own equipment. On-site, on-location training offered nationwide. Make the job easier, job site safer. Crane U also offers certification, safety inspections to ensure the safest environment possible. Classes available monthly, so call or visit our friends at Crane U. Call 855-CRANE-U. Mention the next round, 10% off all the great services. For more information, craneu.com.
The College Football Spotlight
is presented by our guy, Alexander Shinaris. The Shinaris Spotlight, we do it every single day, every day of the year, talking college football on this show. Alexander Shinaris, trial attorneys, Birmingham based. Why? Because Alexander Shinaris is a Birmingham guy. Birmingham born and bred. Wanted to build a firm that would take care of the community that he lives in, and he has done just that. You know they handle personal injury claims. He's well known for that. What you might not know is they handle fire and storm damage claims, bad drug and device claims, workers' compensation claims, employment situations. The list goes on and on. Basically, when you find yourself in need of an attorney, he's got 150 of them on staff. Shannara.com. Shannara.com. Alexander Shannara trial attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shannara.com.
Friend of the show, Josh Pate, has his way too early top 25. It's been out for a little over a week. I want to show it to you, and I want to show it to you just for this purpose. We're going to take his top 10, and you tell me the team you think in that top 10 that finishes unranked. Let's pretend we're to that point of the year in the AP poll, and which of those top 10 teams would you say has the best chance at being unranked when the season is done, that trend that continues on and on? If you're listening to us on any of the Spotify or Apple or any of the audio platforms only, Notre Dame is his number 1 team, Texas 2, Indiana 3, Ohio State 4, Oregon 5, Miami, Georgia, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, LSU.
Beep, beep, beep. Oh,
okay, Brownie, first answer? Oklahoma for you.
I think, Lance, that Oklahoma, this is going to be disastrous, can start 2-3 and already be out of the poll before they even have their feet on the ground in October. They open with UTEP at home, which they should win. If they don't win that one, I'm going to be definitely
Yeah.
At Michigan, week 2. They're an underdog at Michigan?
They're an underdog at Michigan.
New Mexico, week 3. At Georgia, week 4. I don't even have to ask you. Bye week, Red River Shootout. They're an underdog there. They're an underdog 3 of their first 5 games.
Yep.
And I think they can lose all 3 of those, Jim, and you got a 2-3 start.
I mean, they only lost 3 games last year.
Yeah, you got a 2-3 start there if you're Oklahoma, and it's going to be hard to claw back in the top 25. Now, the good news for them is their tough late games, Ole Miss and Texas A&M, are both at home.
Yeah, there's a good chance they're going to be favored once they get done with Texas the rest of the way out.
Could be, but that's going to be a 2-3 start, so I'm going to go Oklahoma.
Stop me if you've heard this before. It doesn't look like any of these top 10 teams can be out of the top 25. But I would go 8, 9, 10. I think one of those 3, A&M, Oklahoma, or LSU. That's where I would go. I don't know how to identify it. Like Marcel Reed, is he going to be better this year? If he is, watch out. If Mateer's better, watch out.
Forster, can you – I don't know. I know we're not to the point yet where you've created your own version of the schedules. Can you do anything with Texas A&M or LSU scheduled? Can you find one for me and then maybe Georgia in that order? Just whatever you can pull up. To y'all's point, there's a lot of SEC teams that are cluttered there. And if the AP poll were to look like Pate's ranking, there's going to be some teams playing each other there. So –
yeah, I mean, looking at A&M, and I know Scott will pull this sooner than later, they've got a really, really tough finish, but out of conference.
Yeah, who's there? They lose Notre Dame.
They
who's
got
there out of
Missouri State, Arizona State, but it's in College Station, and then they've
Sam
got
Leavitt at Arizona State.
Yeah, that's a good time to catch.
And then they've got
Seminoles.
the Citadel.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 3-0.
They should be 3-0.
Well, what are they in conference with those 9 conference games?
Okay, so Kentucky at home, at LSU, Arkansas at home, at Missouri, at Bama, at South Carolina, Tennessee at home, at Oklahoma, Texas at home.
Boy, they play a lot of their tough games on the road.
Yeah. Hard to see them losing 5. 4 would be borderline.
Yeah.
Are you in or are you out? 5, you're out.
I think they're underdogs in 4 games, though.
Yeah. What about LSU?
LSU, their schedule.
There you see the Texas A&M schedule popped up for you there. I mean, just looking there, if just on blush, if LSU's good, if Alabama's good.
Just look at those road games, though, Jim. Do those conference road games real quick.
On the road at LSU, I'm trying to figure out how they're doing this here.
That is kind of.
By the way, LSU's got one of the easier schedules LSU will ever have. I mean, just based on home and road. Obviously, you're going to get really, really difficult games in the SEC. But Clemson out of conference.
Are we this LSU now you're moved on to?
Yeah.
Okay, LSU. Here's LSU's. Go ahead.
I was going to say, out of conference against Clemson doesn't look nearly as daunting as it did last year. Would you guys agree with that?
No, it doesn't.
No,
I mean, they're going to be a good, solid favorite in that one.
But that's that. I could see that also, though, Lance, being that week 1 game where you're like, okay, I guess Clemson's back now. I guess Dabo had it figured out.
I guess the kid from Briarwood, Vizina, can play.
Yeah, I mean, you get one of those often where it's like, okay, that looks like an easy win for somebody, and then you're like, okay.
It's in the this time, though.
Would be a great win for Dabo. Would be a terrible game 1 for Lane Kiffin. I don't see him losing that game. And then, obviously Louisiana Tech, they're going to beat them. But then they go to Oxford. We know how charged that environment's going to be. Without Trinidad Chambliss, I just don't see it. A&M coin flip, but LSU is going to be favored. McNeese at Kentucky, Mississippi State at Auburn. That could be interesting. Alabama at home, they dominate in Baton Rouge. Texas at home, at Tennessee, at Arkansas.
That's a favorable schedule.
It is. I mean, they should be 9-3 worst case.
Three losses worst case is what I saw.
Yeah,
there.
there's no chance you're out of the top 25.
You normally look at that and say, wow, we get Alabama at home. They'd probably rather play in Tuscaloosa. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Alabama just almost never loses in Baton Rouge.
So here's my pick, but I'm with LT. I don't think any of them. Oklahoma would be probably my pick.
Uh-huh.
But since you took them, can I just make a case on Georgia?
Oh, my gosh.
Can I just make a case on
Good luck.
Georgia?
Yeah,
I'm here for it. Let's go.
Yeah, but Gunnar Stockton's back. But Georgia's schedule now, when you look at their schedule and where they got to go and who they got to play, if Oklahoma is good, all right?
That's a tough stretch.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Alabama is in Tuscaloosa. Ole Miss. Hard to find them. Hard to find them losing 5.
They will be favored in 11 games.
Yeah. That's not the schedule I thought it would be.
Well, I don't know.
Not as tough as I thought it would be.
I don't know what Vanderbilt's going to be. Oklahoma this
not good enough to beat Georgia in Athens.
Not likely. But this year's Vanderbilt, or the last couple of years Vanderbilt, if you played Oklahoma, Vandy at Alabama, that's a decent little stretch.
I would agree. I'd give you that. But I mean, Oklahoma and Vandy both in Athens, they're not going to lose those games.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They get the fortune of getting some of those toss-up games in Athens.
Yeah, and I don't know how good. I mean, a lot of this depends. How good is Florida in year one under Summerall, and how good is Ole Miss going to continue to be under Pete Golding? I don't think nearly as good as Georgia.
Last time they went to Vaught Hemingway, they lost, obviously. That was a Lane Kiffin coach team, Jackson Dart quarterback team for Ole Miss, so that was totally different.
I would feel great at taking over 10.5 wins right now for Georgia.
I don't want to impact to call out the Georgia Power folks there, but do they have that Auburn game as a home game?
It is.
Didn't they play?
No, it's a home game.
They played in Auburn last year, right? How was that game?
Yeah. Auburn plays at Athens.
Okay, you're right. Yeah. That's right.
You think Georgia Power is going to mess that up?
No. Thank you, Georgia Power, for always keeping the fine folks in Georgia connected.
Yeah, I mean, just to refresh
that's a Southern company.
Again, much, I can retain information from a long time ago. Last season's a little more difficult, but just to remind you, they beat Auburn 24-17.
They did.
Yeah.
Controversial.
No, sorry. That was Oklahoma. I don't know how I got skipped there.
No, it was the controversial game. Remember, it was the goal line, instant replay.
But I forgot exactly what the score was.
I mean, Auburn has not won in Athens in any
20-10
in any
Georgia.
eternity.
Yeah, because remember Stockton scored that last touchdown where he could have gone down.
Yeah, that's the old.
Yep. All right, so that's our spotlight today. Using Josh Pate's way too early. A top 10 team that would fall out. Hard to find somebody in that top 10. Oklahoma probably would be the one that we could get on board with, maybe, if they ended up being a top 10 team. I just don't think they'll be a top 10 team by the time we get there.
Oh, you don't think they'll start in the top 10?
I don't think they'll start in the AP top 10.
Yeah, it's a challenging start for them.
Just below them, USC. He has at 11. Texas Tech at 12. I think there'll be love for Tech. I think there'll be love for BYU. I think there'll be love for Michigan down to that next line. I don't know about Penn State. I think there'll be some love for Ole Miss that was way down on his list if Trinidad Chambliss ends up doing well. Speaking of which, Forrester has a clip from inside the courtroom today. Tom Mars making his opening statement with Trinidad Chambliss looking on. So the court case is underway for Trinidad Chambliss versus the state there. Tom Mars introducing himself with Trinidad Chambliss looking on in the courtroom.
And Tom Mars is the guy that's undefeated, right, against the NC2A?
I don't know if he's officially undefeated, but usually when he walks in, the NCAA usually walks out a lose.
Yeah, I mean, Perry Mason had, one loss?
Was it?
I think so.
I think it was one loss.
Yeah, Tom Mars does not have many. He's the guy. He's the go-to guy if you're going against the NCAA. You go get Tom Mars.
Yeah. All right. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Lance's Lock, man. Lance'sLock.com for all your plays leading into another weekend of basketball. No football finally for a weekend, so he's got you covered with the basketball, and it's brought to you by our friends at Hemphill.
Yeah, coming off a nice 6-3 for you last night on a Wednesday night. We've got 4 plays up and available today, 1 NBA, 3 in college hoops. Jump on board, win with us, a free play every single day at lanceslog.com. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. Whether you experience the plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
All right, back to college basketball, cut number 4, Tyler. You had Alabama win last night in their first game without Bediako. Then they get South Carolina at home on Saturday night, a little Valentine's night treat, 7:30 at Coleman Coliseum. Nate Oats gets asked last night if he feels like the team is starting to build a little momentum.
With 3 wins in a row, your longest win streak in SEC play, do you think you guys are kind of building some momentum here?
Sure hope so. I mean, I think we're playing better. The ball's moving a lot better. The defense has picked up intensity. I think our leadership's understanding what's expected out of this program and where the expectations are and where we got to get this thing to. So, we've got a 3-game win streak. We got a home game Saturday, chance to get another win at home and get 4-game win streak. We got to just keep rattling them off one at a time. It does no good to look past the next game, and we just got to focus on everything we got full control over, our preparation, our effort in the game. We're nowhere close to being healthy yet, even though we had everybody. I mean, you saw Taylor. He's not himself. Trellis was pretty good tonight, but he's got, these guys got to dive into the rehab with Clark. As coaches, we got to be smart with our practices and time on feet, and we got to control everything we got control over. We got to use the mental reps a lot more because we're not going to be able to give as many physical reps as a normal team would at this point, and we got to keep our guys healthy and just keep building momentum off this.
So win over Texas A&M, at Auburn, at Ole Miss. Here comes South Carolina. We talked about this before the post-Auburn stretch started. Here is the chance to sort of start sliding down the hill.
I think they can enter March in second place in the SEC. They are, they're right in the mix right now. What you got, Arkansas and Kentucky at 8-3. Alabama's about to play Arkansas. Alabama's at 7-4, Lance. South Carolina, if you don't win that one, South Carolina is no good. I mean, Alabama could play their C game probably and beat South Carolina. Arkansas is a challenge, but you get that one at home. At LSU, who's bad. State at home, who's bad. Then your final 3 games.
You're only underdogs in 1 game moving forward.
At Tennessee.
That's it.
Yeah. And Rick Barnes has owned Nate Oats in Alabama, so that's a tough place for Alabama to win. Boy, they had it all but won last year and somehow let it get away in Knoxville. At Georgia, and you host Auburn. I think Alabama's got a really good shot. When I asked Peter that question about the Friday buys, I was a little surprised that he was so hesitant on Alabama. I think Alabama's actually well positioned to get the double bye.
But would you take 5-2 down the stretch right now? That puts you at 12-6 in the SEC. I mean, that's
a good year.
Yeah, that's a really good year.
Yeah, I'd take that in a heartbeat.
That's a good year.
I mean, they're in the NCAA
tournament.
In fact,
that makes them a 4 seed probably.
Yeah, Lenardi has them at a 4 today. I saw that earlier, that Joe Lenardi had elevated Alabama to a 4 seed. So
I think maybe Florida's up to a 3 now, but that's.
I didn't look.
At one point, the 4 was the highest SEC team. I would imagine Florida's trending to being in a really good spot.
I mean, winning 9 of 10.
Everywhere I'm reading in basketball now, they're talking about Florida starting to look like last year's team, and this is about when last year's team really started to kick it in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Florida's got, when you look at the schedule, they got some difficult games. They've got Kentucky twice, but you split with Kentucky. You've got to go to Texas. You've got Arkansas at home, but you've also got South Carolina, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State in there. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Florida wins out and ends up getting a 2 seed.
Yeah, and they're that good right now.
Yeah.
And then there's Auburn. They've cut 6, Tyler, if you will. Auburn now this weekend happens to get Arkansas on the road. Tough time to be going to play Arkansas, who is Calipari's got it dialed in, and I know you beat them down at Neville and beat them pretty handily. But Acuff is the real deal,
and they're not 100% healthy. They were missing a lot the other night.
2 players out at the LSU game.
They still dominated, almost won that game by 30. What is the status for those guys going into the Auburn game? Any idea?
They were questionable for the game the other night, did not play them. I think they're available this week.
Yeah, well, the only reason I bring that up is, this number could be as high as Arkansas 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's Stephen Pearl talking about Todd Pettiford, who is starting to play better offensive basketball. Here's the Auburn head coach.
Yeah, I mean, he's had 2 pretty good offensive games. Another game where if he's 1 for 6 from 3, like I thought 2 or 3 of them were down. 4 assists, 1 turnover. He's had 11 assists and 3 turnovers in the last 2 games. So, that's good. Tahad, took some coaching this week about his off-ball positioning, and he did such a great job in practice this week of just like trying to coach guys through things. And just want to give him some credit on that because. I've been pretty harsh on Tahad in some of these pressers because he's one of my best players and I expect a lot out of him. But, I thought he really battled tonight. I thought he really, put in a great effort. And, that's something we're going to need from him moving forward. So I'm glad he's playing with a little more confidence. He did our best job getting downhill and finishing at the rim. I think he was 6 for 12 on 2s, got to the foul line. So, did a good job getting us back into it. And I thought he had some ones that were, halfway in down the stretch that could have changed the game.
Lenardi, I was mentioning him. He's got 11 SEC teams in right now, so Auburn is safely in.
Did Missouri get in with their win last night? Does that make the 11th team?
I think so. I think they were the last 4 byes, in fact.
Yeah, when you look at some of their road wins right now, I think Missouri should be in.
Let me see where he's got Missouri to answer your question there, Jim.
Yeah, they had 10 in, and Missouri was out going into last night.
Last 4 in. Missouri is the last of the last 4 in, so actually in Dayton with San Diego State, USC, and Texas. So he's got 2 SEC teams in Dayton. But Missouri is one of those. I saw him. I meant to bring this up with Peter, actually, when we were talking to him, but I saw him do the hit with him, and he's like, the biggest game of the night is Missouri. Like, they've got to find a way to get a win to get in my bracket. If they beat A&M, they're in my bracket. He was a man of his word, barely in the bracket, but in there. So, I mean, if you're Auburn, you're in there right now, so if you could just start taking care of some business. This is a tough one, as you mentioned, but then they're at State, very winnable game. You host Kentucky. Auburn has not played well in conference at Neville Arena, but getting that at home. You're at Oklahoma, who's about to fire a coach. You take on Ole Miss, who we just watched last night. It's no good. You take on LSU. They're no good. I mean, Auburn's got some very winnable games down the stretch here. If they could find a way to pick off Arkansas, Kentucky, or Alabama, just pick off one of those, one of which is at home, 2 on the road, boy, you'd feel a lot better about them, in fact. I mean, now they're probably even maybe out of an 8-9 game type situation.
Last night on the bubble, Virginia Tech beat number 20 Clemson. Big win for Virginia Tech. Ohio State beat USC. Big win for Ohio State. Bad loss for USC.
It drops them. Lenardi has them in the last 4 in fact, after that, USC.
Syracuse beat Cal. Missouri over Texas A&M. We talked about that. New Mexico beat Grand Canyon. And Santa Clara beat Seattle. They have New Mexico and Santa Clara as possible at-large bids that could play their way in there, according to the field of 68. So that was big bubble games last night.
Yeah, and I mean, Missouri does have a win over Florida. They've got a win at Kentucky and now a win at A&M. I don't know where A&M is going to be at the end of the year.
To answer your question from earlier, Florida is not only a 3 seed in Lenardi, he's their best 3 seed.
That's good.
So, I mean,
they deserve it.
Yeah, they're very, very close in Lenardi's eyes of being a 2 seed.
All right, 4 downs in our next segment. A couple of NFL football notes to talk about, including the Iowa Bears. Is it even something you can imagine? I'll have to look at a map in the commercial break. Show's brought to you by our friends at Inverness Country Club. Inverness can get you out not only for a great round of golf, but a great racket center they have over there. The pool season's about to get cranked up when we get to the spring and summer of 2026. And then LT's always telling me about the great food right there at the clubhouse.
Great food. Me and Brown and Bo went and had lunch there yesterday. I got that smash burger with some tater tots. Jeeves, you a tater tot fan?
I like tater tots.
Yeah, who doesn't like tater tots? Fantastic food. Brown, what was the Italian club yesterday?
It's an Italian wrap. It's just got the Italian meats and a wrap. It is very, very good.
Yeah, the newly renovated clubhouse and dining. They've got the fitness center. Obviously, memberships that fit everyone, from the golf, the social, the racket club, whatever your interests are. You can find it at Inverness. They've even got a vineyard club. Maybe you work from home. What about working from the club while they watch your kid? Childcare is such a big plus of it. Saw our girl Erin out there yesterday. Call her today to take a tour of the Inverness Country Club, 205-991-8608. You can always go online to check out the amenities today. Go to iccalabama.com.
And our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Leslie and her board-certified team can help you. A planforme.com. Listen, you are struggling to get motivated. Maybe you're struggling to start losing weight. And if you ever lost weight before or had friends that lose weight, once you get going, that really helps you, right? So jumpstart that weight loss with our friends at Way to Wellness. Injection therapy, meal replacements, a variety of ways they can help you. Leslie gives you a free no-cost consultation to start off with. There's no contract. There's no sign-up fees. It's all right there with Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey guys, Valentine's Day right around the corner. Why go out and battle the crowd at restaurants when you can have the best meal right there at home from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop? Right now, the Valentine's Day special, 2 certified Angus beef fillets, 2 twice-baked potatoes, fresh salad for 2, yeast rolls. The Choice, $69.99. The Prime, $79.99. Available for pickup Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Make the call. Cahaba Heights, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Hey, before we get to 4 downs here, on 3 Sports with some interesting news. For the first time since Craig James, Eric Dickerson, the Pony Express in the early 1980s. SMU is going to be playing games at the Cowboys Stadium. They're moving their home games with Oklahoma in 2027 and with LSU in 2029 from their beautiful on-campus stadium to a bigger venue to sell tickets to the opposing fan base, AT&T Stadium. That news coming from On3 this morning.
Well, very nice for those fan bases, but you're neutralizing your home field advantage.
Well, you're giving it away.
Yeah, you're basically creating a road game.
That's all you're doing.
Which, by the way, the Cowboys face that a lot at that same stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of opposing fans. You know, it's funny how things change as a kid. Like now, when you see like Pitt, when they play in a pro stadium, it, to me, reduces the image of Pitt. It's bad for their image. When I was a kid, the fact that SMU actually played at the Cowboys Stadium made them more impressive to me. You know what I'm saying? It like gave them more credibility to me that they were actually able to play where the Cowboys played. I thought that was such a big deal when I was a little kid watching SMU play. I didn't realize.
See, I never remember them playing at Cowboys Stadium.
I thought they played all their home games there.
That's where all their home games were for the Pony Express.
Okay.
Yeah. Did they not even have Gerald Ford Stadium then, or was it just not big enough?
They did not have an on-campus stadium.
It's hard to believe with the money.
I don't know if they used the Cotton Bowl or what. But
guess they were using the money to pay off the players.
Yeah, that's where the money was going.
Gerald J. Ford Stadium on campus, 33,200. 80,000 is what they'll. They can go up to 90, but 80,000 is what they'll use the AT&T Stadium. So if you take usually, I would say 29,000 home fans for SMU and the rest visitors if it's a sellout, but it rarely is. Now you go 29,000 and the rest of them will be LSU or Oklahoma fans for those two games.
No doubt about it. Playing in Dallas, that's easy for LSU and Oklahoma fans.
Yeah, really easy for Oklahoma.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
So that's why it's a moneymaker, though, for SMU.
Yeah.
Not that they need it.
Well, I
but
mean,
there you go.
it's Georgia Tech this year. They played the Georgia game in Mercedes-Benz, and it was a Georgia crowd, but you made money.
Gave away your home field advantage. Central State Bank gives you a banking advantage.
Yeah, bank big enough to meet every single need you have, but they're also small enough to know you. I was talking to a friend today who was talking about opening an account there, and he's like, it's just a local bank, man. Dealing with a local bank is different. It absolutely is. They've got stuff for your college kid as well. College life moves fast. Your banking should as well. So whether it's your first paycheck, your textbook hustle, a weekend road trip, Central State Bank is here to back you up. If you've ever had, like I have, a college kid that doesn't live in the same city you live in, you know how important this is. Easy to use accounts, mobile banking, hometown service. They just make adulting easier. Family-owned, community-focused, always in your corner. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, if you wear glasses or contacts, you owe it to yourself to make the phone call I made way back in 2003 to Michelson Laser Vision. Dr. Mark Michelson, true pioneer, first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. Again, I got the procedure done in 2003. 2015 vision, better than 2020. I've still got it 23 years later. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy Toa. The next round sent you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
We've already seen Indiana, the northern part of Indiana. Was Gary, Indiana, talk about building a stadium just across from Chicago to have the Bears because they're in that soldier-filled battle of moving the franchise around.
Don't want to scalp tickets out front in Gary.
And I've never been to Gary, but isn't it kind of like just part of Chicago? Like you.
So I took a bus. Well, the only time I went to Notre Dame, for Notre Dame, Tennessee, we took a bus with a bunch of Tennessee fans from Chicago to South Bend, and we went straight through Gary. And I forgot how far outside of Chicago it was, but I mean, I would say it was 45 minutes outside of Chicago.
Some Iowa State senators, I'm going to need you to pull up a map for me of the United States, or specifically around Illinois, the connecting states. Some Iowa State senators introduced a bill this week that would expand the state's major economic growth attraction program, creating financial incentives that could lure an NFL team seeking to build a stadium into Hawkeye State. After years of Bear fans seeking refuge across the Mississippi River from the incompetence, corruption, and punitive tax and regulatory climate in the state of Illinois, it is time for the team to join our fans on the west side of the river. Republican Scott Webster says that they introduced the bill.
Zero chance of happening.
Well, there you go. I mean,
not as far as I would have thought.
It's 37 minutes from Gary to Chicago.
Okay, that's Indiana. This is the Iowa folks.
I'd like to know
that are wanting to build it in Iowa.
Yeah, well, that's very, very dumb. I mean, it's never going to happen. I know they're the AAA affiliate of the Cubs, but Chicago Bears fans, big fan base. Zero chance they let
Look
that
how
happen.
far, though, but seriously, though, when they were building the new Soldier Field, look how far away they played in Champaign.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see where Champaign is there, Jim?
I mean, that's Birmingham to Auburn, right?
It was. I thought I remember them saying it was 3 hours when they were doing it. I thought I remember them saying it was 3 hours out of Chicago.
And I think one of the big deals, too, was they couldn't sell beer.
Something like that.
Legally in Champaign on Sundays.
Didn't they do that for 2 years, though? Didn't they play in Champaign for 2 seasons, I
forgot.
Well, they were, and that wasn't that long ago, relatively speaking,
No.
while they remodeled Soldier Field.
And by the way, I've been to remodeled Soldier Field last year, and it ain't that nice. Like, I don't know what the hell they did to it, and I don't know how shitty it was before.
Well, it was a million years old before, and they just dropped the new stadium down in there.
And then, already the Kansas City Chiefs are moving across to the state of Kansas with their new stadium as they move out of Arrowhead, as they start to build that. So, interesting NFL news. We expect this to be a crazy off season in the NFL. We don't. Adam Schefter is saying that. Adam Schefter says this may be one of the craziest off seasons ever, with the possibilities, he says, of Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa being on the move as quarterbacks, Max Crosby being on the move from the Raiders, A.J. Brown from the Eagles, and Myles Garrett from the Browns. He expects a lot of wheeling and dealing before we get to the draft coming up in April.
Of those names, obviously Max Crosby's a difference maker. How excited would you be if your team picked up Tua or Kyler Murray?
I've got a better Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield, and
yeah, I just don't know how many people are going to get excited about that. And that's
Well, I would use somebody who doesn't have a quarterback, who's in a bad quarterback situation.
I mean, a bad quarterback
Cleveland.
situation. Yeah, Cleveland. I mean, you're going to get Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Las Vegas is about to draft.
They're going to draft one.
Minnesota.
I mean, somebody asked me the other day, if you just traded Tua for Kyler, would you get excited? And I said, I really wouldn't. No. Kyler would not excite me as a Dolphins fan. Better than probably Quinn Ewers is going to be, but not what I want moving forward.
Yeah,
no.
too many limitations with Kyler.
Yeah, and he's hurt some. I mean, not as much as Tua has been, but he's hurt.
The combine list came out yesterday. We won't go into details of all of them, but I mean hundreds. But the SEC led the way again over the Big Ten. We'll see if it works that way in the first round of the draft. That's been a bragging point about the SEC. They keep talking about how the Big Ten, with 3 national championships, have passed the SEC.
It was interesting, the difference, and I forgot what the numbers were, but I mean, it was significant.
Yeah.
SEC to Big Ten invitees.
It was about 114 to 84.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty significant, though.
I saw one of the draft analysts this morning saying he's not going to go first, but after watching film, Caleb Downs is the best player in this draft. That's a Big Ten guy, obviously, but, it'll take more than that to pass the SEC. But if you're looking for the best guy in the draft, there are people that believe it is Caleb Downs.
Asterisk Big Ten guy, but he's a Big Ten guy, yes.
He started
from
in the
South,
SEC,
and he started in the SEC. But that's how they've, the money of the NIL era is what got him up to Ohio State.
The more you digest this draft coming up, though, it is going to be really difficult for Ty Simpson not to go in the first round. I mean, whatever you think
Trinidad
about.
Chambliss makes it interesting. Kuiper had Simpson 2, Chambliss 3rd, and
I think the problem for Chambliss, back to both Tua and Kyler, and throw Bryce Young in there, is that's how he's built. And, I don't know what he's going to measure out. I would say right at 6 feet, probably 180 pounds.
I'm just going to pull up what, and you can always take some off this.
Yeah, I will go 6 feet, 180.
All right, Media Guide has him 6 foot 200. So that tells me 2 things. Number one,
he's not 6 feet.
He's not 6 feet, and he's not 200. They're lying to get to both those numbers.
Okay, so he's probably 5'10 and a half, 180 pounds.
Probably.
Yeah. And
so he's Kyler Murray.
Yeah, and it's just tough to bank your future on a guy like that in this league. And I know they protect quarterbacks now, but man, that is a slight build for a franchise quarterback.
I will say this though, Kyler Murray, he measure out over 6 foot though, no joke.
No.
I thought he did in the combine.
No.
Are y'all sure?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. He was like 5'10 and 2/3 or something. He was like
I think he stood in
he
the
was like
corner
what
at
Dunaway measured at.
I think he stood in the corner at the Senior Bowl going, "My precious." 2 weeks away. It's still in my mind.
Yes.
I mean, you did sit for 12 hours of movies.
Yes.
It's going to stick with you for a minute. Another one coming out soon.
Jim will not see that.
Wait, a new one or?
Yeah, a new one. Ian McKellen's returning as Gandalf.
Jesus, how old is Ian McKellen?
86 years old.
Yeah, my gosh.
Have they finished shooting it yet?
I'm not sure if they're done shooting it or if they're in post-production.
Yeah. Are you looking up Kyler Moore?
5'10", 1/8. Yeah,
5'10".
I was off on that. I thought I remembered him measuring out at 6 foot because I thought I remember us talking about me standing next to him on the field at the Orange Bowl. Like, there ain't no way he's 6 foot, which I would have been right if I'd have said that.
Hey, before we do our 4 downs, what was the question last night at Odie's for you guys on the wonderful trivia night?
Which came first, Jennifer Aniston or The Godfather?
I was surprised by this answer.
Oh, let's see. Godfather, I'm going to say 1973. Jennifer Aniston is in her. Boy, she's more than 53. I'm going to say Jennifer Aniston was born in 1971, 73 or 72 for The Godfather.
Jeeves, what do you think?
I agree with Jim. It's going to be Jennifer Aniston by like a year or two.
One of the greatest movies ever, made in 1972, based on the 1969 novel from Mario Puzo. Jennifer Aniston, we brought it up yesterday, 57 yesterday, born 1969. So 69 for Aniston, 72 for The Godfather. Some of the things that you learned. By the way, Mona Lisa, over 3 feet or under 3 feet? The one that sits in the Louvre.
Not actually Mona Lisa, but her painting.
Yeah.
The painting is under 3 feet. It's a small picture.
It is 30 inches.
Yeah, 2.5 feet.
2.5 feet.
Yeah. These are things you learn at Odie's Team Trivia.
I remember seeing real life, like people standing looking at it. It looks like a postage stamp on the wall. But compared to the others.
Yeah, and you don't get particularly close to it. It doesn't appear. It seems like there's a big group looking at it at all times.
And they've got it sort of separated from other artwork, so there's just a lot of empty space next to that Mona Lisa.
I told people you could see it at Da Vinci's in Homewood before it closed the doors because it was on the right wall by one of the big tables in there. But, I don't know if you guys ever get the pop-ups on your phone, and it's like, learn history 10 minutes a day for $10 a month or whatever. You can come to Odie's absolutely free every Wednesday night and learn little factoids that we throw out. We do it 8 o'clock, the original location at Crestline. There's the newest location in Edgewood. Fantastic food from Rodney Davis. At both of those, the award-winning wings, fantastic burgers, delicious sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Of course, the Odie's Famous Cup cocktails, and live music every Friday and Saturday night, both locations. Get in and see Will Avery and that great staff. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie's Tavern.
All right, and our 4 downs brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt Browning.
They bring it to you every single day. Listen, if you want asphalt work done right the first time, Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction is the place to go. Why do I say that? Well, our state of Alabama trusts them. Major state, government, and municipal roadway projects across Central Alabama. So you would say, okay, they're a big job company. Nope. They have a dedicated division focused entirely on things like private driveways, smaller asphalt projects. It's the same crews that do the bigger projects, the same quality, the same no-excuse standards. No matter the size of the job, from highways to neighborhoods, Central Alabama Asphalt, client-oriented, quality-focused, built to deliver. You can get an estimate by calling 205-349-0910. That's 205-349-0910, or just visit them online, centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
All right, since Valentine's Day is this weekend, what's the most romantic thing you've ever done for a date, or most romantic gift you've ever gotten for a significant other?
Most romantic thing we've ever done for Valentine's Day is we went and spent a weekend in the Tennessee mountains at a place called Butterfly Gap. It was a fun weekend. That was a fun getaway. But me going to see The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that
should get you some
she
points.
likes those movies. I do not like those movies.
Now we know you were trying to set up buying your golf clubs with The Lord of the Rings.
that was a good idea.
But that was an early Valentine's gift. I haven't built it that way. I haven't said last night, hey, do I need to book a reservation for tonight, Friday night, Saturday night for Valentine's Day? And she's like, no, your Valentine's gift was taking me to The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, wow. Well done, Jim. Off the hook already.
Jeeves, you'll love this. I, at one particular time, bought a Roomba for an ex.
Yeah, that's right.
I bought a treadmill for an ex.
If that doesn't scream, I love you. Yeah.
A Roomba at the same time?
They were close. They were close.
Yeah,
I remember
it
them
seemed
being
like it
close.
was trying to think what was paired in with the Roomba.
Yeah.
You need to clean the house and
blender?
you need to start running.
A blender? Was that what you got her?
Yeah, the gift that keeps giving, right?
That's right.
No, the Roomba was the Peloton. That was the double up. And then the, I forgot, I think the treadmill, and I'm not exaggerating, might have been with a housekeeper. Yeah. 2 different times.
Oh,
in
so you
life.
got a housekeeper and a treadmill. I got
That
you. I
was
see.
15 years ago. And then 5-6 years ago, it was the Roomba and the Peloton.
I am struggling to remember anything I have done particularly romantic, to be honest with you, Tyler. Perhaps my wife could answer this question better, or perhaps she would say Ryan's not a particularly romantic guy, which is probably the
as
truth.
you're thinking about this, the other night I took Jason and his girlfriend to dinner at Taco Mama, and then I walked 3 doors down to the New York Butcher Shop. And I got a beef tenderloin for Maddie. Took it home and cooked it for her.
Oh, wow.
Because nothing says I love you to Maddie like beef tenderloin.
Well, I mean, unsolicited. She
would be a gift to me.
She was like, I don't want to go eat a bunch of cheese dip and drink margaritas.
Yeah.
And so I was like, she was like, I'll fix something here. And I went to the New York Butcher Shop. It's hard to get more romantic than meat, literally.
Your wife occasionally goes to Nashville for reasons, and you go every time, and you make it a fun weekend. I think I've always thought, I've told my wife, every time you do that, I said, that's the nicest thing I see Brown do. You make that a fun weekend where it doesn't have to be a fun weekend. And I've always admired that about you
thanks,
going
Jim.
up there.
That is very kind of you. So there, Jim answered the question for me. Is when my wife, I'll just say when we go, my wife is a type 1 diabetic and her endocrinologist is at Vanderbilt. So she has to go up every 6 months for a visit with her endocrinologist. And we make it a weekend. She does the appointment on Friday afternoon.
And instead of bitching and moaning about it, like
That's right.
I probably would do.
Yeah, we make it a weekend.
Or letting her go by herself, which I may do.
We grab a hotel room.
You've always made it a fun weekend. I've always admired that.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. We grab a hotel room. We
put that down as my one thing to say
right.
nice about Brown in 2026.
Yeah, that was a
I've got
genuine
10 months.
compliment. I don't know if we're seeing that again for a while.
Yeah, I know.
I've got 10 months of not saying nice things about Brown.
I thought it was going to be only February, but it's only 2026. Okay.
So that's the most romantic thing I've done for Brown in a while, too.
Second down.
33 years ago today, the movie Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray, released. How long would it take you to learn all of a day? And
How long ago was that movie?
33 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. If you had asked me, did I see that movie in theaters with my wife, I would have said yes. So that means I've seen that movie in a theater with some other girl.
Very memorable date, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was.
I just inserted Maggie into that, going to that movie with me.
By the way, one of the great comedies of all time.
very, very great.
So well done.
It was.
I think that would take, what he was doing, ice sculptures with a chainsaw, knew everybody in town, ripping off brake trucks. That would take a good 10 years.
Yep. I think it would.
Yeah.
I think there was somebody attached with production that said that Bill Murray was actually trapped for 200 or 300 years, something like that.
Brutal.
Yeah, that would be.
I might have dropped the toaster in the bathtub myself.
Well, and especially that town. It'd be one thing if you're trapped in New York City. Like, you probably could find enough to do to appease your time over, I don't know, how long could you last in New York City?
I feel like there's enough restaurants where you could try a new one every single day and not repeat any for a long time.
Yeah, that would be the plus of that. There's no doubt about it.
Stuck in Punxsutawney,
would be rough.
It'd be fun just trying to wait on the Knicks to win a championship if you're stuck in New York.
That's not
great. It's the same day.
Yes,
they're losing to the Pistons that same day, every day.
Third down.
Good point.
Jim unveiled for me the Eastern Conference standings right now in the NBA. It's from Mark. Do you know who's leading?
Brown and I, we paid no attention to the NBA.
Not
we
regular
really
season.
never have. Like when we started doing the show with Lance, that was the one thing early on, and Brown even said, hey, I've listened to their show before. They talk a lot more NBA, so we're gonna we're gonna have to work some NBA in to make Lance happy. So we talked more NBA back then than I ever wanted to.
But you lost a lot of love for the NBA recently.
Oh,
so
yeah. It was really 2020. Like, I'm just not a big LeBron guy anymore. I'm ready for him to be done. With all that said, there are 4 or 5 teams that could win the East right now. Detroit is with Cade Cunningham.
That was it.
Yeah.
I was like, I looked at the standings, and I was like, Brown, because I didn't know. Because the last time I cared, the Pistons sucked. They were horrible. I said, Brown, can you tell me?
He said Detroit, in or out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
right
I just
now.
said the 8 line, in or out, below or above the 8 line.
I said, Detroit has been bad forever. They are out of the playoffs. Dunaway goes, Brown, they're leading the Eastern Conference
They're in
right
first.
now.
Well, what's crazy?
I went Cleveland.
I said, Cleveland.
No LeBron.
Yeah, out. Second. I said, what happened to the Celtics? He goes, Jason Tatum hasn't played all year.
They're fourth.
Yeah.
I was about to say, we have not mentioned that name.
Who, Jason Tatum?
Since he tore his ACL last May.
Yeah.
I know.
I went.
And he's coming back, and they are second in the East, so that's scary.
Orlando in the playoffs right now.
Then I said in for Orlando.
Yeah.
I had them on Cal Sheet the other night when it was the free play at Lance's Lock and they won. So I was like, Orlando in.
And there was one other team that usually sucks that's in too. I was like,
the Knicks.
Yeah. Well, I knew they should be number 1, but they're third.
Sorry, Tyler. Go ahead.
Third down.
You're good. 24 years ago, the song 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton was released. This is best known as the song Terry Crews sings in White Chicks. What's the one song?
By the way, that might be real to stop you.
Yeah.
Now that I go back, and I thought about this the other day, I typically am the one, almost always, that, hey, this is what we need to watch tonight. But I was romantic enough to give in to Maddie watching White Chicks about 3 months ago. And I'm not exaggerating. It was probably one of the worst 5 films I've seen ever in my life.
Wow. And you've seen a lot of films.
No, it was absolutely minus stars. Awful. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, it's a dumb comedy. It's exactly what I signed up for.
It is absolute trash.
So this is not I'll Drive 9.
No, you're doing the Proclaimers song.
Oh yeah,
that's what you're thinking.
I'll walk 500 miles.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking of, the Proclaimers.
That song almost as bad as White Chicks the movie.
Yeah, I don't know what this song is.
No, you do.
You've heard it.
You've heard it.
Give me a little bit, somebody.
It starts with the piano, making my way, right?
Yeah, making my way downtown.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a TV show.
No.
Probably like Felicity
No,
or
that
something
sounded
you
like
watch.
Cheers.
Yeah, you're making my way in the world today is Cheers.
No, I think it is a
Making my
TV.
way
I don't
downtown.
know what it is, but I think that's...
I got to get to the chorus.
Give me
Hang on.
the chorus.
Hang on. I can't.
Terry Crews can do it. You can do it.
I can't do it.
What's the name of the
I
song?
miss you.
1,000 miles.
And I need you.
And I want you. But I was
if I could walk 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
And didn't Terry
You
Crews
don't
hit
know
me
this?
on like X during that scene?
I don't know.
Or one of the scenes where he's in the club and he's just going absolutely nuts with a whistle?
Oh,
Or did I imagine this? Did I zone out on an edible when I was watching White Chicks?
1,000
I don't know if that
miles.
was part of the movie or not.
I could.
1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton, iconic 2002. While not a theme song for a TV show, famously featured in 2004's White Chicks.
And now I wonder what.
Terry Crews did a little bit better of a job with it than we did. That might have been the highlight of the movie. Anyway, what was your question? Sorry I interrupted that.
My question was, what's one song that you never associate with the actual artist?
Oh, wow.
Recent one, Tennessee Whiskey. It was originally done by George Jones, but Chris Stapleton brought it back to mainstream.
I never even knew it was a cover.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, George Jones was the original artist, the Possum, but Chris Stapleton does such a spectacular version, and it's probably Chris Stapleton's most famous song, but it is a cover. There was another one I recently realized was a cover that I never knew. Oh, I'll give you another one. Garth Brooks, Callin' Baton Rouge. You know that was a cover?
Yeah, it was.
I did not know that.
Yeah. It's one of Garth's most famous songs, most popular songs.
Well, wasn't it the Chris Ledoux guy?
No.
That he loves so much?
Yeah, he does love Chris Ledoux, but I don't think that was it. I'll see who originally did Callin' Baton Rouge.
I mean, Dixieland Delight was written by the Alabama Crowd, right?
It was written by a guy. Alabama first recorded Dixieland Delight.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant the Alabama. I'm sorry, I missed that.
In January of 1983, I believe, was the release date on Dixieland Delight. I think I saw that on my feed the other day. There's the it's a Bruce Springsteen song, the band Atlantic City. I always thought it was a Bruce Springsteen song, and then I saw some documentary, and It was the band that actually did the song first, I think. Or maybe it's the other way around.
The Oak Ridge Boys, Jim, actually were the first to record Call in Baton Rouge, believe it or not.
But that sucks.
Wow.
That sucks.
Hey, to me, the most obvious one is All Along the Watchtower.
Jimi Hendrix did not. Who did that?
It's a Bob Dylan song.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm glad somebody that could sing got a hold of it.
4th down.
50 years ago today, Sesame Street aired an episode with guest star Margaret Hamilton, best known as the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz. This episode was later pulled from broadcasting completely because it was scaring all the children.
Oh, my.
So, as a kid, what scared you the most?
Entertainment or just overall?
Real quickly, Atlantic City, written by Bruce Springsteen. Go ahead.
Okay.
I mean, you can go either one. I was thinking more entertainment, but I'm open to both.
I mean, Lance brought it up. Two things. I watched over the weekend the documentary that Netflix has out, The Boys of 1980, the U.S. hockey team that won over Russia, and that is probably the most talked about sporting event in history. And that was still very well done. Like, there were things, I mentioned it on the show the other day, that even the players, there were video they had never seen. Like, they're like, oh, wow, I've never seen that. So it was very well done by Netflix. We lived, and if you're not our age, you don't understand this. We lived as a kid, I did, in the 1980s, in constant fear that the world was going to end because of nuclear war with Russia. Like, it was just a thing we accepted as kids.
Yeah, the day after didn't help. It was a primetime show on ABC, or a primetime movie on ABC or NBC, and it was the aftermath of the button has been hit.
Yeah.
The bombs have been sent. We are in the midst of a nuclear war.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying.
I just lived accepting that at some point Russia was going to attack us. I never thought we were the attacker. I always thought it was going to be Russia. And you just lived with that, kind of hanging over you as a kid. And it was just something you accepted all along.
Yeah, and I always heard about the Atlanta child murders, and I was like, man, I wonder if I'm next. I wonder if this dude's going to creep from Atlanta and come over to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to drive I-20 just to find some more kids.
But, I mean, we were worried about getting abducted back then. We really were. We had a guy, they called him Bufu Rani. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but he rode a bike around Homewood, and,
was
it
the
was
Bufu
Rani.
Okay.
Yeah. And, apparently he was a real guy, and everybody worried about him. Like, you don't want to see this guy. If you see him, you need to get away from him quickly.
I lived in constant fear that I was going to be kidnapped and held for a ransom, too. It just seemed like that happened a lot back then. And I remember one time my parents were like, we don't have enough money for somebody to hold you for ransom, right?
Man,
you're not.
And all you heard is not enough money to get me out.
But the people that really were abducted back then, it is absolutely insane. Back to the I'll be gone in the night, not to give anything away, or I'll be gone in the dark. But the statute of limitations in California in the 70s and 80s on rape, what do you think it was? On rape.
I have no idea.
3 years.
It's terrible. Scott's right, man. If you grew up in our era, you did not stand in front of a mirror and say Candyman 5 times.
3 times, I thought it was.
Oh, was it 3?
I think it was 3. It was 5? Okay.
Scott says it's 5.
Yeah.
It is 5.
Yeah, you did not do that. You weren't going to roll those dice for
I
damn
had
sure.
always heard 3.
Yeah, well, if you got to 3, you're going too far anyway.
Well, he did it in Cabrini Green. You ain't got time to say anything 5 times in a mirror at Cabrini Green.
When you grow up in a trailer in Alabama, nothing scares you more than tornadoes. So,
I bet.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Did you ever worry about getting abducted back in the day?
Did not. I lived in the neighborhood
Were they
with
not
the abductors.
Yeah. And they're like, we don't want this little pain in the ass playing in a mud puddle.
He's
right?
already burned half the neighborhood. Hey, did a tornado ever get close?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, my grandparents had a basement. I mean, it may be underground from our waist down below the ground, just enough to get water to leak in.
Thought y'all were on your belly under the trailer.
So, if it was bad, I would go up there. That was one of the reasons I ended up living there. There'd be times that people would be out on the back porch and, this was before James Spann had educated everybody to be smarter. They'd be back there. That's the funnel cloud right there. And so I've always thought every cloud going over is the funnel cloud because of, family members telling me that's the funnel cloud. Yeah. In reality, it wasn't.
I'll never forget there was one that hit Sky City in Oxford, which was a department store in Oxford, Sky City. And we were down in the basement. I'll just never forget it as a kid because I thought that one.
It ends up being the closest one of all time was before we started this. For me, the one that hit 119 and hit.
We were all on a text thread, and I'll never forget. I was with Lady Bird, and I was in my little workout room. So it's got like 3 walls of cement around it, so it's a pretty good spot. But I remember us texting back and forth. And I forgot who it was that said, it's coming directly for you because I was in Meadowbrook. Yeah. And then the next thing I know, the power goes out.
Oof, bad feeling.
And I was like, oh, my God. But that was really close because that came between all of us when it hit Eagle Point, right?
Yeah, it almost got my house. Yeah.
It hit on 119 where Herdmont is, that area.
Yep.
And then up past Oak Mountain into Eagle Point. And then it did that.
Yeah,
past my house.
And it lifted and went over my neighborhood and dropped back down on Shoal Creek.
Yeah. So it literally was across the street from my neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, that is scary, especially when you're a kid, man. As an adult, you've been through enough of them in this state. I think you get a little numb to it, unfortunately. Yeah. But when you're a kid, man, you just don't know. It's
it was
scary.
odd. We had all the kids happened to be at the house that day. And so we all were down there and we had 3 bicycle helmets. So everybody but me had a bicycle helmet on. I was like, I've lived a good life. You guys,
keep my memory alive.
And then we had the little dogs there, and I was like,
you literally
keep the dogs underneath you. Don't lay on them. Keep them underneath you. But
you were the only one without a bicycle helmet.
Well, they only had 3. Yeah, it's just like the life vest on the boat.
Were you the oldest?
Everybody right there.
He was an adult. You gave it to your Maggie and the kids.
I got you. Okay, I thought this is going back to your childhood.
No.
Where there was 4 kids in there, and they're like, I've gone away short straw.
We didn't wear bicycle helmets back then. There were no such thing as a bicycle helmet in the 70s. All right, that was 4, right?
Yep.
That's 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Show also brought to you today by our friends at Bojangles. Brownie, take us to the top of the hour.
Make it bow time at Bojangles and enjoy a good cause. Those heart-shaped Bowberry biscuits, great way to start your day tomorrow, whether it's work or school. The Bowberry biscuit is for a good cause right now, too, through February 22nd. 10% of the sales go to the Heartist Yard, the Greg Olson Foundation, and the Bojangles Foundation. What do those foundations do? Well, they do a lot of great work, but primarily they help heart health education in the areas Bojangles serves and research on heart health. So it helps everyone stay healthier. So go by and enjoy a great heart-shaped Bowberry biscuit on your way to work or school and help a great cause at Bojangles, where it's always bow time.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
We interrupt this program for breaking news from the Gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorney, we fight back. We have the resource, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey guys, Valentine's Day right around the corner. Why go out and battle the crowd at restaurants when you can have the best meal right there at home from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop? Right now, the Valentine's Day special, 2 certified Angus beef fillets, 2 twice-baked potatoes, fresh salad for 2, yeast rolls. The Choice, $69.99. The Prime, $79.99. Available for pickup Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Make the call. Cahaba Heights, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
This hour of the show always brought to you by our wonderful friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Just look at those pictures there. Just start upper left. How good does those 2 big platters look of Southern fried chicken? The hand in-house made sides, the in-house made desserts, the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It is all wonderful. Sterling's put together a great operation there with a great team. Just go by there and enjoy great food today. The chicken's brined overnight. The chicken fingers are, as Tyler calls them, happy chicken fingers. Really excited to jump on your plate and be enjoyed down there. That chicken finger basket, big, huge chicken fingers, all the sides that go with it. It is wonderful food. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Ross Dellinger reporting that the revenue share cap grows next year in college football or in college athletics from $20.5 million to $21.3 million. But as he writes, that's a soft cap. Soft cap. What does that mean?
It sounds like Major League Baseball.
He says the richest programs next year's college football roster will be $40 million.
Yeah, you guys remember it wasn't long ago when Ohio State won a national championship, 2 calendars ago with Will Howard, and everybody was like, man, $30 million for that roster. That is insane. And I think at that point that included like some of the assistants, like Chip Kelly bringing him in. I don't think it was all just NIL based.
It's crazy on how they get past it, but $21.3 million will be the rev share cap. And then there are other ways to do it. The old-fashioned way, as Ross Dellinger writes, with collectives and boosters, multimedia right partners, Playfly and Learfield, and apparel brands like Adidas, Nike, and Under Armour are able to contribute. And Kirby Hocutt actually released the way Texas Tech is doing theirs. And Brown and I were going through it earlier. $21.3 million on the rev share. They're taking another $1 million away of the rev share from non-football, from the Olympic sports. So already small, they're taking another $1 million away from them to football to add to theirs. And there's a variety of other ways they're able to do this, that they're, the billionaire boosters are able to help out.
You think Title IX ever gets bounced back and we just start evaporating sports?
If players do a collective bargaining agreement and become employees, I don't think you have to have Title IX anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's what I've always been told by the attorneys.
Well, it depends on what you do at that point is it just football that are going to be the employees and the other sports? And, you've got to match up the other male scholarships with the female scholarships.
Yeah, but some of them would become like non-scholarship club sports,
right.
I would imagine. I would imagine that'd be
probably
most
basketball
of them would be.
and football.
Well, the release yesterday from the University of Alabama that Mike Rodak had.
It's amazing.
Was eye-opening.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy.
For a variety of reasons. Now, factor in that when you see the numbers on what are being spent on those schools, that includes scholarships for those athletes, housing, food, and all of that. It's not like, they're spending, like women's rowing is not spending $3 million on boats and paddles, you know?
Yes. Well, and
they're not building a man-made river over there.
And I noticed that some of it, like men's and women's golf, the expenditures were $3-some-odd million. I think, I'm not certain on this, but I think some of that had to do with that new facility they built. So that's probably not an annual expenditure that you get out of golf.
Yeah, you got to bury that in somewhere, but most of it is travel, right?
Yeah.
Well, and scholarships and housing and food.
Yeah, that's right,
and things like that.
But the fact that the two that jumped out to me at the most were women's basketball and baseball. The fact that those programs drain that much, and Scott's showing you now.
Well, the crazy thing with baseball is what you get 13.5 scholarships. What is the number, 11.5?
I think that has gone away now.
Yeah, it used to be 11.5, 13.5, something like that. And
it was 11.5 for a while.
But the financial drain that women's basketball and baseball are to an athletic department like Alabama is remarkable. And I know that's not true across the board, but you look at Alabama, they lose $4.6 million on women's basketball and $4.4 million on baseball. I mean, those are just staggering losses on programs where you're having to spend $6.6 million just to try to be competitive in baseball and $5.4 million to try to be competitive in women's basketball.
But I would guess, there's probably only a handful of men's baseball or women's basketball that make money.
It would be hard. I noticed this.
LSU baseball probably makes money. Is that fair?
I was told, did I say this on the show or did I tell you guys in the break? I was told by a former LSU baseball player over the weekend. I just said, look, I don't follow a ton of college baseball, but I hear you guys are going to be good. And he laughed. He goes, you know why we're going to be good? I said, why? He goes, have you heard what we're spending on NIL? I said, no. He goes, the rumor is $7.5 million. I said, on baseball NIL? He goes, yes. He said, now, that's what the former players, my guys that I played with, are telling me. He said, it could be false. He said, but Ryan, if it's half that, $3 million on a baseball roster? Are you kidding me?
The $7 million seems low to me for LSU.
Well, to the robot, LSU baseball is one of the few top-tier college baseball programs that generate significant revenue, often operating near break-even or with a small deficit, which is rare for non-football college sports. While reporting over $10 million in revenue in 2025, expenses were slightly higher. So they lost money a little bit.
Now, that's LSU baseball. That's about as good a product as you're going to find.
Yep.
And they're losing money. So I just don't know. I don't know really, Jim, long-term how you can justify continuing to do that. I hate to say it. But then
explain to me how Tennessee unveiled Lindsey Nelson Stadium, the rebuilt one. We've got video of it.
I was just thinking about this, yes. I knew you had two stadiums today. I wondered if this is the second one.
This is Tennessee's new baseball stadium.
It's amazing. How do you justify this? Like, I know you want to have good facilities and all of that, and Tennessee has won a national championship.
But it's a business. And like, I've seen some businesses before that just throw money in a hole, and like, you're in business to make money. That is the point of being in business.
Like, I'm sure that they've drastically increased premium seating with this, Jim, which will bring in more revenue.
That is a great looking stadium.
Oh, it's a beautiful stadium. That's better than would you say that's better than 95% of the minor league baseball stadiums in America?
Oh, yeah. But just in the SEC now, Starkville and Baton Rouge lead the way. But, they've done great work in Tuscaloosa and Auburn on their baseball stadiums. Just to rebuild the one in Tuscaloosa was not cheap.
Yeah, I remember Joe Sewell going to a couple of games there as a student, and it was chain link. It really was.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, if LSU can't make money, I don't know how Tennessee can.
Hey, just by the way, it's not a total rebuild. It's a renovated stadium.
It looks amazing, though.
Yeah.
No, it is a far shot, but
Yeah, they sort of did what Alabama did.
Yep.
But they added a bunch of new stuff, though, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I can't give you all the specs on it, but yeah, they gave it pretty significant facelift.
Yeah.
I've got the Tennessee numbers here. Tennessee baseball generated last year, or in the 2024-2025 fiscal year, $12.8 million. So
actually generated a little bit more than LSU.
So they probably turned a small profit in baseball. So I guess that's how you can justify that, is now I add some premium seating and I get even more. But man, that's a lot of work for the small profit that they add.
But we probably think, if you put the Alabama numbers back up, Forrester, we probably think Greg Byrne is up late at night worried about, God, I hope Kalen wins this game this weekend against this team.
I'm sure he is.
I hope Nate gets going in the right direction for the NCAA tournament. I would imagine that's what keeps Greg Byrne up at night. That when he's on his walks around campus, he's worried about everything from men's basketball down, from women's tennis, men's golf, all the way down to women's basketball. That's a lot of negatives.
Yeah, that was why it was always so comical when you'd hear guys like Nick Saban mention to be an AD. You're like, you think he wants to deal with gymnastics and their deficit right now and men's track and field?
I mean, but you have to have them in the scholarship world, and that's my point is, if we take away scholarships and players become employees, then it becomes a smaller version of the NFL. You don't have to have 53 females, and I'm not taking a shot at it, I'm just saying that's the way Title IX works, 53 females playing another sport so the NFL can exist. They exist because they're a business, and that's what this would become. And then I would imagine the vast majority of sports you see on that list right there become club sports, and you eat what you kill in that situation.
But do keep in mind that when it comes to spending money on campus, that scholarship money goes to the university. They're not free. They come out of athletics, if I have my facts correct. So when you bring in men and women, swimmers, men and women golfers and stuff, that's also adding to your student experience, your student numbers and things like that.
It was the most eye-opening thing ever to me, Jim, when I was on the golf team at Jacksonville State, when the golf coach, Coach Hobbs, called me in to tell me I no longer had a scholarship. I thought the school just gave the athletic program the scholarships to get out.
And in my mind, that's the way it should be. It should be like, why are we taking money from Peter to pay Paul here? Why don't we just say this guy gets to go to class for free?
And to his credit, he sat me down and he's like, look, the golf program has to pay for these scholarships, and I can't justify keeping you the way you played in the spring season on scholarship. And he was right about that, honestly. But I was like, holy crap, wait a minute, you got to write a check? And he just laughed. He goes, yeah. He goes, we got to write a check. The athletic department writes a check for these scholarships. I never knew that. I thought
I didn't know that either. Scott, will you pull that graphic back up? Because I wanted to ask you, when you look at a P&L, you always see like hidden numbers sometimes.
Yeah.
What is the non-program
Don't
specific? Know. That is a big number.
I guess that's like athletic department budget. That's like Greg Burns' salary, tutors, all the things that's required to have.
Yeah, but you've got revenues
program
coming in versus the expenses.
Yeah.
I don't know what that number is. It's a big number, though. It's the second biggest number you see out there outside of football.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. That could be Nike. It could be things like that.
Yeah. I will, just to close the circle real quick, I looked this up courtesy of Tennessee's 24/7 site, Go Vols 247. The baseball program last year, while it brought in $12.8 million, lost $243,000. So it was basically break even.
Yep.
At $12.8 million in revenue, they couldn't even make money. So, that shows you the challenge of a baseball team to make money.
Should be noted that even with all those negatives in one column, the first two, football and men's basketball, made money, and Alabama turned a profit. for the year, even with all the negatives
But
there.
but what do you think
They're working really hard over there to make sure they're turning a profit. I think Auburn
Well, I was going to say, how many athletic departments? 20, 25 maybe turn profits?
Not a lot of them.
Yeah, it can't be a lot.
Well, a lot more would, though, if you were only talking about those two top lines.
Oh,
if it were only football and basketball, and I wasn't having to fund the whole operation.
But Greg Burns having to do it all and turn a profit.
But in one of the top revenue-generating football programs has got to be Alabama, so that offsets a lot of those losses. And you think about, like, Minnesota. If you were to look at Minnesota overall, they probably lose money in every single sport.
I bet they can show a profit in football because of TV revenue from the Big Ten.
Yeah,
that is tied primarily to football.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is, like, I don't know how they do this. I don't know when they bring in TV revenue, what percentage do they credit to football? What percentage do they credit to basketball, baseball, gymnastics? All those things are on SEC Network. But how do you know, and I'm sure there's a formula for it, I'm sure they know this, but how do you know what percentage goes to watch?
How did they survive before these television contracts?
That may be what is in that column, unspecified.
Could be. Yeah, that may be.
I mean, because you think about everybody would be bankrupt without the television contracts now with the expenses.
Gosh, yes, yeah. The TV funds this whole thing. That's why when people bitch about kick times and how long the playoff goes, I'm like, you don't have these sports if TV's not here. I mean, we don't even do this.
All right, a couple more things to get to before we take our next break. Show being brought to you today by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. LT, tell us about Hemp Hill.
Yeah, trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling. Any of these issues arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find them. Listen, shop online right there at johnstonrvcenter.com. You can shop by price. They've got vehicles there that are RVs that are under $30,000. Or you can shop over $120,000. You just click on it right there, and they show everything in that price range. Everything from travel trailers to fifth wheels to toy haulers to park models to motorhomes. They've got it in every single price range right there, including that Cherokee Arctic Wolf 38 that Scott is showing you right there on video. Just a beautiful, beautiful RV. RV warranty forever at Johnston RV. Make sure you are covered lifetime on everything that is new and qualifying pre-owned. Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Always online at johnstonrvcenter.com.
I assume Ari Wasserman was just as bad at projecting the best quarterbacks in college football as we all were last year. Like if we all remember, I can't remember everybody's specifics, but I don't feel like we all projected the best quarterbacks in the SEC or the best quarterbacks in the nation very well. I was very high on Lenore Sellers and Garrett Nussmeier.
I think we were all high. Well, not all of us. Lance was not. I think you and I were high on Arch.
Yeah. Austin Simmons. I thought Austin Simmons would be good.
Mm-hmm. Definitely Nussmeier. Nussmeier is the one we missed big.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of those guys in the SEC. I thought Jackson Arnold was going to be good.
And Jackson Arnold, nationally, I think a lot of people were high on Cade Klubnik.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I know EA Sports College Football was every time I restart a dynasty. He wins the Heisman that first year every year.
It was just strange the way he played in the second half of the 24 season. They had all this momentum. They were in the college football playoff. He was putting up big numbers, and then he completely shit the bed. But a lot of these guys did last year.
People were high on Drew Aller, and that didn't work out.
But in the SEC, to your point, you look at Lenore Sellers, you look at DJ Lagway, you look at John Mateer.
Oh, yeah.
You look at Arch Manning. I mean, I don't think anybody got it right.
That's right.
Anybody.
So I say that with, are we going to learn our lesson going into this year? No, we're not. We're still going to do these way too early or these preseason rankings. And I wonder, as we look at Ari Wasserman, who does the podcast with Andy Staples at On3, which one of these guys are going to end up sucking this year? Because last year, it was almost all of them. So some of these guys are going to fail. You look at them, you're like, God, man, I don't really see a quarterback that's not going to be good. They all look good.
Yeah, look, Arch, the way he played, unless it's going to be Cade Klubnik 2.0, I just don't see it in Sark's offense, though. The same with Dante Moore. Sam Leavitt, some injuries. It's a new fit, so we'll see what happens. There's no way Sayan is going to struggle.
Yep.
Josh Hoover's a really good quarterback. I
love
like
Josh
him.
Hoover.
I do. I thought he was the best quarterback in the portal.
But he is a major downgrade from what you get with Fernando Mendoza, but he's still going to be good.
Stockton's a baller, man.
Oh, yeah. Maeva is – he was great. It wasn't his problem that USC was losing games. I said yesterday that I think Mensa's going to be – close to what you got with Cam Ward. Sorsby was the highest paid guy in the portal. And then C.J. Carr, man, as his freshman year, I thought he was the best quarterback they've had.
You liked them all, Lance. You went 1 through 10. You're like, they're all good.
And that's my point. Last year, that list was a disaster.
But I think there were some more unknowns last year, based on the fact that Arch was starting for the first time.
We have seen all these guys start, not necessarily like Leavitt, not at LSU, Hoover not at Indiana, Mensa not at Miami, and Sorsby not at Texas Tech. But we've seen a lot of football from all those
Sellers
guys.
didn't have a full year. DJ Lagway didn't have a full year. I'm just kind of going SEC here. Mateer was making the transition from Washington State to the SEC. Those seem more tried and true. I feel much better about Ari Wasserman's list right there. There might be a bust or two.
If I had to go one, I'd go Brendan Sorsby.
I would go, God, I can't believe I'm saying it. I think I might go Josh Hoover.
I say I like Hoover.
See, I think I would go Sorsby and then Hoover.
I like Hoover, and I like Kurt Signetti's ability to identify these quarterbacks in the portal. He is yet to miss.
No, you're right. Curtis Rourke out of Ohio was really, really good. Yeah. I think Hoover's a better quarterback than him. Leavitt, with the marriage with Lane Kiffin, I don't know how you miss there if he's healthy. I think all those guys are good.
Yeah.
You got to show me 11 to 20, and I'll tell you if there's a bust there.
Yeah, but 1 to 10, it looks so different than it did this time last year.
And you know what's not on there? An Alabama quarterback.
Nope.
That's right. Or Byron Brown at Auburn.
Hey, or John Mateer, or
you only got three SEC guys on there. Yeah. That's 30%.
Right. No Sellers, who was on there last year.
And
no
I bet Marcel Reed's like, where the hell's my name?
Yeah, I was in the playoffs.
Yeah. And I assume Wasserman would have put Trinidad on there if he was coming back.
I don't know. I probably would.
Yeah, I think it's going to go well for Trinidad in court today. According to those covering the trial, Joe Judge is on the witness stand right now and is putting on a clinic on how to be a good witness. I don't know what that means, but
all right.
Apparently he's doing a good job as a witness. By the way, Mel Kiper, I said it earlier, Mendoza, Simpson, Chambliss, 1, 2, 3 on his list. 4 is Aller, 5 is Nussmeier, and 6 is Carson Beck coming out of the Senior Bowl. That's what people were telling Kiper down at the Senior Bowl. That's a hard. Aller's a hard no for me.
Yeah, man. My franchise picks Aller.
Might end up being the draft class of '83 or the draft class that we saw 2 years ago. But on paper, there are so many risks. Mendoza is the closest thing to a sure thing, but I don't feel good about really any of those other guys.
After seeing that Wasserman list, you'd almost hope you're in the quarterback draft for next year, right?
Yeah.
Well,
you want to pick from that list.
Oh, yeah, if you're a franchise. Yeah. But if you're a quarterback, this is the year to come out.
That's right.
If I'm Trinidad Chambliss, back to Peter Burns, who we had on earlier, I do think he's a little too slight to be a solid first-round guy. But you're probably going to be in a better situation if you're Chambliss coming back, outside of the money you'd make in NIL.
To your point, if Chambliss said, listen, let's drop this lawsuit, I want to go to the NFL draft. At that point, my pro day, my combine, all I'm trying to do is beat Ty Simpson.
That's it. That's all you got to do, and you're the second quarterback.
I just got to – Ty, where are you throwing today? I'm going to throw right beside you. I'm going to try to beat you every day.
But even if you're not, there's a good chance you're still going to go in the first round as the third quarterback because we know
somebody's going to reach.
Always overreach for a quarterback.
All right. When we come back, we'll get to trash in just a second. Our friends at CPAP Plus. I tell you what, before you tell us about CPAP Plus, can you give me that Lindsey Vonn picture if you have it?
Lance showed me this last night. Is this the hospital bed?
Yeah. There's so many things in this picture here, but first of all,
no way you can sleep.
Third surgery. Third surgery in Italy. First off, and by the way, Italian hospital. You got to think that she's in the best of the best hospital. Is it just? Technology-wise, looks different.
Yeah, I would hope that's the best one they got to offer, yes, but does not look like an American hospital.
Yeah, what are they doing with that brace halo, whatever that thing is?
That's the third one, and basically keeping the bone together and probably screws in her legs and all that.
Caveman had it bad, didn't they?
Yeah, boy.
According to some people, there was a chance she could have lost that leg.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's how bad the break was.
I will have to say, she will forever have my respect. I mean, she gave it all, absolutely all she had for the gold until the bitter end. I mean,
yeah, I think one of the worst things for your back is sleeping on your stomach, but I have to sleep on my stomach. My extremities go numb. I just don't sleep well. But I can't imagine having this and having to try to sleep on your back with that. Never had morphine in my life, but that might be a call for morphine.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's what that black wire is.
Probably.
That's the thing that
little drip.
Yeah. Give me another hit.
Yeah, every 10 minutes. But that is insane.
She said no regrets.
No regrets. No regrets.
She took it to the point where, I mean, you go that deep because you don't want to have regrets for not trying. And that's why I think she can say, I've got no regrets, because she tried to the bitter end. I mean, that was it.
Brown, you said you saw it. I never saw it. I
saw
looked for the video.
accident,
I never saw it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Especially her screams that you could hear on NBC after she went down.
Yeah. 60, you speaking of screams, you see the finish downhiller,
the one that caught it between the legs.
Yeah, caught the gate between the legs.
Junk. Yeah, and he immediately yells.
Yeah, and stop skiing. By the way.
Man, I've taken a wiffle ball to the nuts before, and it kills.
Yeah, that guy's going no telling how fast.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, those gates seem pretty sturdy.
Yeah, like they look like they give. But it looks like you're getting hit with the old Hot Wheel track.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, if he's skiing naked, it's like when people throw the shoelaces over to mark their territory. His nuts are hanging on that gate.
Yeah. Tell us about our friends at CPAP Plus, Sleep Home, Alabama.
Look, you need to get the proper 8+ hours. If you're waking up, you're choking, you might have sleep apnea. You need to get checked out. Our friends at CPAP Plus, they are there for you. The O'Neill brothers, Joe and Woody, O'Neill Medical and CPAP Plus. 5 great locations throughout the state of Alabama. 3 in Birmingham, Pelham, Highway 280, and Trussville. Stop by today. CPAP Plus, you're going to find the best service and equipment all in stock, ready for you, with hundreds of 5-star Google reviews. Trust CPAP Plus for all of your CPAP needs. CPAP Plus, where every night matters. For more information, o'neillmed.com. That is ONEAL med.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
We interrupt this program for breaking news from the Gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Several of you pointed out to me yesterday I'd left off the Bahamas Bowl, which was the first bowl to go away. So LA Bowl was the second, Motor City's the third. Bahamas, LA Bowl, Motor City. So 3 bowls that were in existence will not be part of the bowls moving forward. And we'll see. Do you think we lose another bowl before we get 198 days from now?
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought death pools were pretty morose thing to do, but you could do it with the bowls right now if you wanted to. I mean, I love our city of Birmingham. I think it's a good facility. It is an ESPN-owned bowl, but keep in mind, it was also a bowl game that had to beg for somebody to come play in it. So you wonder how much that impacts it. Like, the bowl games that have no problems getting teams in probably are okay. The bowl games that had to dig around and find a 5-7 team that was in the same conference as the team that was already in your bowl game, probably on the death watch, I'd have to think. But being owned by ESPN helps them. There's no doubt. ESPN's got to own some of these just so they got programming that time of year.
We have 3 bowls in our state. But if the Bahamas, the LA, and the Motor City's gone, if we were going to do a death pool, what bowl game do you think goes away next?
I would have said Birmingham, but Brown brought up the point that ESPN does own it. Man, it's hard to believe the Bahamas. That was such a big destination. I know from what I heard, they didn't run it
and they had a crappy stadium. I think they were going to try to keep it as the Bahamas Bowl, but play it in the United States and just do it as an advertisement to vacation in the Bahamas. And they just
kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah,
right?
And it just kind of fizzled out. So I guess by definition, that's death by not enough interest, right? Which is why we're losing Los Angeles and Detroit.
I'll say Shreveport.
It seems to be
Boy, it's
entrenched in that community.
It has dodged the Grim Reaper for quite a while, Lance.
Yeah.
A lot of come and go on, and Shreveport continues to stand.
I think its heyday actually was the
Weed Eater?
when it was the worst bowl in the SEC, because there was always an SEC team available to
That's
go
right.
there.
And it was like, hey, just stay out of Shreveport.
Yeah.
Even if you have to go to the Music City Bowl, don't go to Shreveport.
But at least they were there. I'm gonna say the one that's actually played in Annapolis. I don't know the name of it.
Is that the Armed Forces Bowl, or is that the one that's played in Fort Worth?
Yeah, see, I don't know. And there's one in Frisco, right? That's played in
I think
Frisco.
that was just the Frisco Bowl this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so maybe that's a good pick. Maybe I should go to the Frisco Bowl. There's just some.
Hey, what's amazing is we used to be able to rattle off the 15, 20 bowls there were, where they were, who the title sponsor was.
I told Jim before the show, there's a channel on TikTok that just is dedicated to historic bowl games, and it just shows they edit it down, they edit out the fluff, so you could just see a bunch of plays. And anytime I stumble across that video, I stop and watch the intro because the buildup used to be so big for bowl games. Like, Tennessee, one loss Tennessee here in the Citrus Bowl. I'm like, dang, one loss Tennessee got into the Citrus Bowl. One loss Tennessee now is in the playoffs,
Yeah.
It was a different world back then.
Back then, one lost Tennessee with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
was going to the Citrus Bowl because their only loss was the last-second loss to Florida.
That's right. Yeah, who by the way is playing for the national championship. In Tennessee, there they are in the Citrus Bowl.
Yeah, crazy. All right, before we get to trash, show being brought to you by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City and the fine folks there, his wife Andrea and him started this company. It's been locally owned for over 20 years, and they have put the family touch, the family seal of approval on Storm Restoration Roofing because they have 10 kids. They know what it's like to raise a family and to make sure that your home is not only just a loving place, it's a safe place, and that starts with a great roof. And that's what Greg wants to start with, a free no-cost roof inspection. He'll do that for you, 205-542-3531, 542-3531. Greg always wants me to remind you that before you go ahead and file a claim with your insurance provider, whether it's for roof damage or a roof that you think is aging out or something like that, call him and let him come by and swing and take a quick look at your roof and maybe help you because he's been dealing with local roof inspectors and roofing companies for years and years and years and insurance companies, and he can maybe tell you which right turn, left turn to take in the filing process. 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com. Roofing repairs, new roof, storm damage repairs, he does it off. He's got a builder's license, so he can handle some small building projects for you, and he's got a soft wash program that can make an old roof look newer or at least better if it's time to sell your home. It's all right there, stormrestorationroofing.com. You have Nebraska. Is it Bill Moos, the former athletic director?
Yeah.
He's got a book coming out, and there's something out of this book every day. At some point, right after they had moved to the Big Ten, he was the athletic director. And Brown, he wanted to turn around and do a redo. He wanted to go back to the Big 12.
He went as far as he was in town for a meeting in Dallas and set up a meeting with Bob Bowlesby, who was then the Big 12 commissioner, who's the guy that is widely credited as saving the Big 12. The Big 12 wouldn't be here today if not for Bob Bowlesby. And the Nebraska AD who went to Bowlesby, he's like, listen, all I get is complaining from my fans about how far they have to travel for these games and how expensive it is to go to these games. Could we come back to the Big 12? And Bowlesby's like, man, we'd take you back in a heartbeat. It would help if you had a drafting partner to come back with you. Because as Jim said, the one thing conference commissioners are scared to death of is odd numbers.
Well,
I can't believe they hate odd numbers.
They don't want odd numbers.
Was this more about being competitive, or is this more about the fans?
Number one, it was before the massive Big Ten TV deal they just signed. So this was when the money was probably close enough you could justify it.
Zero chances will ever happen.
Oh, yeah, it
was
won't happen
before
now.
Texas and Oklahoma had left.
That's right. So
I just thought fan bases love being affiliated. What is the Alpha Conference right now, the academics, everything that goes with it, and obviously the money.
So he tells Bowlesby, you need to talk to Colorado. I don't think they're particularly happy in the Pac-12, which, by the way, he was right about that.
Yep.
And Colorado eventually came back to the Big 12. So he's like, we'll come back with Colorado if you could convince Colorado. So the plan was in motion. He apparently goes back to campus. The school president gets on board with it, but then when it goes above the school president to whatever they call theirs, regents or trustees or whatever, that's where it dies. They all love the idea of what Lance was talking about. We're now regents of a Big Ten school. That puts us with Ohio State and Michigan and great academic institutions like that.
That's right.
And the athletic director's like, yeah, but our fans don't like traveling to those places. They're spending too much money.
By the way, it was a lot more fun to go to Texas cities and to Norman than it was to West Lafayette and some of these others. Also of note, he said that Chip Kelly was the person he tried to hire, that Scott Frost first turned him down. He wanted to hire Chip Kelly, and then he had to circle back to Scott Frost and basically beg him to take the job.
Scott Frost got to feel good. Read that excerpt, doesn't he?
I mean, Chip Kelly couldn't have done any worse.
Yeah, no, he couldn't have. North Dakota State, by the way, in their move to the Mountain West, has petitioned the College Football Playoff Committee and the NCAA so that they do not have to sit out a year. They want to be eligible for postseason. We'll see what the NCAA says. And Stillwater and Norman, the mayors of both those cities, have combined for a joint resolution trying to bring back Bedlam.
I don't know why the mayor of Stillwater would sign up for this. All they did was take a beating every time.
They did.
For the tax dollars every other year. That's why.
I guess that's it. Yeah.
I tell you, when I went to Norman, I enjoyed I was probably only on the ground 30 hours, but that part of the day that I was in Norman, because our show ended, And then I spent the day waiting for that game to kick off. I enjoyed Norman.
Did it feel like an SEC town?
It felt like a really cool college town. I think Dusty Dvorak actually lives in Norman.
Oh, does he?
I think so.
So you like Norman?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I thought it was okay.
I got to go downtown where the bar areas are and the restaurants, and I thought it was better than my first time ever to Norman.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I haven't been in a while.
I've been to Austin one time, and it does not feel like an SEC town at all.
No,
But you understand, that's a very large city.
I think that's bigger than Birmingham.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Austin's a large city.
All right, that gets us to Trash Today, brought to you by our friend Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney.
Shannara.com, that is the place to go when you're in need of an attorney for any reason. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys doesn't just say that, he backs it up. How? Well, he's won $2 billion for his clients, more than $2 billion. That's a lot of money when you start doing the math there. How has he done that? Well, he's done it by following just some core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. He lived his life with those values, and he's run his firm with those values. Now, more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members, taking care of you every step of the way. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, Shannara.com, you don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Hit it, Tyler.
Congratulations, The Cure Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees 2019. Are you as excited as I am?
By the sounds of it, no.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light. Tell me if you guys would try this. Fast food restaurant near Manchester, England is going viral after revealing they're now selling a chocolate-coated chicken burger.
If it's a chicken breast covered in chocolate, that could taste good.
I'm going to pass, Lance.
Now, this is an Oldham fast food restaurant has taken things up a notch, known for their chicken burgers. Burger Eats has pulled UK first chocolate-coated chicken burger. Now, according to one food reviewer, quote, they've just introduced a fried chicken burger that is dipped in chocolate sauce. As for the taste of things, they went on to say it didn't actually taste bad. Chocolate actually complimented the chicken.
That's far from a sell.
Yeah, it really is.
It didn't really taste
I'd
bad.
try it.
I mean, are we throwing cheese and mayonnaise on there?
That's what it looks like. I don't know what that drizzle is.
Yeah.
But boy, it looks sloppy. I mean, that is a messy sandwich.
Okay, but I would tell you now, I do enjoy a burger with peanut butter and jelly on it.
I've had one of those that I like. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So the meat and then sweet taste isn't bad.
That's a lot of chocolate, though.
But when you say chicken burger, is that just...
It looks like a chicken
chicken
breast
sandwich.
Yeah, so it's just, okay, so let's just say we would go to a local chicken place.
On Sunday?
No, not on Sunday.
Okay.
It's just Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
Local chicken place, and we take that chicken breast, and we just dip it into chocolate, and we throw it between two buttery buns, leave off the pickle. That would gross me out. So now it's just chocolate, bread, and the chicken.
Does not sound
I
good
don't
to
think
me.
that would taste bad.
Oh, really?
We could find this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really could. I could throw a little
we
honey
could get
on there.
content out of it, too.
Anyway, these things
that's a great place to start right there. Just the honey aspect of it all.
Well-
LT, that gets you to that sweet.
Yeah, because
sweet,
I still,
salty.
when I go to that place, I either do grape, strawberry jelly, or honey. Sometimes mayonnaise. I know you guys think that's crazy.
I do think that's
the
crazy.
mayonnaise and the jelly.
Anyway, sometimes
$13.
you do that with the chicken breast on your sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I've put honey on the regular sandwich. It's delicious.
Jim allows you to do that. So if Bojangles brought us chicken sandwiches and we could find a way to get chocolate sauce, you guys would dip the chicken breast in chocolate sauce and put it back on the Bojangles bun. You would take Bojangles has pickles.
Yeah.
You take the pickles off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we also need some Ferrero Rochers.
Is he drinking a
come
Bud? Is
on.
he drinking a Bud Ice with his chocolate chicken
It
sandwich?
looked like he was drinking a beer with it, yeah.
What? I think it's a Bud Ice.
I can't tell what that is.
Real quick, I thought it was a Red Bull.
Now, let me ask you this. Bojangles has fried and grilled. Do you think the fried is the only way you would go?
I could not do grilled.
Yeah, grilled. That'd be a lot of competing.
Yeah, I'm going to need the batter at this point.
So we got a 26-year-old man in Japan has been arrested after taking a woman's 4 parakeets hostage, threatening to harm them unless she meets with him.
We got a lot of hostage situations going on right
Now,
now.
according to the Live Door News, incident unfolded around 1 a.m. on February 7th when the suspect, self-described company employee, contacted a woman he knew in her 20s living in Japan. Investigators said the man then attempted to pressure the woman into meeting him in person, warning that there were no way to save her pets unless she agreed to comply with his demands. Quote, there's no way to save your parakeet other than coming back. You have 4 lives that will die because it's hard to say no to your friend. If you apologize over the phone now, I will forgive your parakeet?
First off, wonderful picture.
Yep. It's a fat parakeet.
Tyler, did you do that?
Yeah, I prompted Chat GPT to draw this for me.
The gun-hand ratio is off tremendously.
Small caliber.
That is a tiny caliber.
Yeah, it is.
Either he's walking around with a 10 millimeter, if you know what I mean, or that's a 3 millimeter pistol.
One of the two.
I've always heard shut your beak. I guess putting duct tape over it would shut your beak.
That'll help.
The blindfold, understand.
You talk about all the hostages. We got a Guthrie update.
I don't. It's but TMZ is way involved in this story. Like they're managing the ransom, aren't they?
So
seriously,
my understanding
that.
was that in general negotiation practices, you're not supposed to show as much footage as they have been showing because it makes the abductors kind of antsy.
Yeah.
Have they gotten proof of life yet?
See, I haven't seen that, and so that's
a problem.
What makes me think that something's actually wrong is the fact that they've been running that Ring doorbell camera
it seems
footage all the time.
It seems like they held that footage for quite a while, and now they've released it, which is a little bit scary. That's a sad.
Well,
story.
I would never give the ransom without proof of life, right?
Oh, you would hope not. I don't know.
Boy,
man.
this thing has drug.
You're not dealing with rational people here.
This is an amazing story. So our buddy Patty, the office chick, sent it to me. I sent it to Tyler.
You know he lives in Florida now?
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Patty does?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, last time he texted me, I said, "You swing by the studio sometime." That's sort of stupid.
He probably won't. No.
Yeah.
Former Army colonel from Florida was sentenced to 2 years in prison Tuesday for trying to woo a woman he met online by sending her secret classified battle plans.
That'll get her.
Retired combat vet Kevin Luke, 62 years old, working as a high-level civilian contractor with top-secret clearance at U.S. military headquarters in Tampa in October 2024, when he texted a photo of plans for a Middle East attack to his new fling. In the text, he wrote, quote, "Sent this to my boss earlier." It included a photo of an email on his work computer at Central Command at MacDill Air Force Base. Went on to say, "Gives you a peek at what I do for a living." Now, the image showed a classified email message with details about the date of the operation, number of targets, and battle plans, according to court records. Confidential email was labeled Secret Real to U.S. FVEY, which means Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance, which includes the U.S., the U.K., Canada, Australia, and New England. Roughly 2 months later, Luke, decorated officer who spent 37 years in the Army before retiring in 2018, broke up with the unidentified woman. This is when it goes off the rails. She then reported him to authorities, prompting federal agents to search his home. Luke later pleaded guilty to unauthorized communication of classified military strike plans, but insisted he sent the text simply to impress the woman, not as an act of treason or for financial gain. What do you think is the fallout for him on this?
I think he's got to do time. I mean, that is. Did you say it's battle plan related?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're putting lives.
Is it current battle plan or like from World War II?
Yeah,
No, this was current.
Yeah, you're putting lives in danger. I mean, you got to do time on this one. I'm sorry.
Regarded a strike against the Houthis, I believe.
Then 100% you do time.
Yeah.
You put our soldiers in danger because you're trying to chase why.
Yeah. On Tuesday, Luke wept in court as he addressed the judge. Quote, "I stand before you accepting full responsibility for my actions. What I did was wrong. I violated the trust placed in me. And, sir, I am ashamed of that." Prosecutors requested 4 years behind bars, ultimately sentenced to 2 years behind bars.
You got to, whether it was danger or not for our troops, you got to scare the you-know-what out of everybody else that has access to this information, that you'll do time if you share it.
Yeah, if it's not malicious, it's so stupid to the
That's
point
right.
where it puts a lot of people in danger.
I know we get blinded by it.
Yeah, well, let's not miss, before we move on from this story, his final text, which is fantastic. She says, "Are you supposed to be showing me this?" He says, "Come on, babe. You don't think this is impressive? I can show you more." Oh,
yeah,
so cringy.
Just
it
killed
really
it
is.
today.
So cringy. Oh, was that not real?
Yeah, I didn't. That nobody made that. That was
that's his
AI.
real text, right?
Yeah.
No, and I love the fact, does she have him in her phone as
Soldier boy.
With that profile pic?
No, this is all AI.
Oh, crap, Tyler.
Damn, Tyler, just lie.
Tell us that. Yeah, that's the way it is.
Finally, a 12-year-old from Dallas has built a nuclear fusion machine and is seeking recognition from Guinness as the youngest person to ever do so.
12 years old.
Aiden McMillan. His device drew attention after he demonstrated it to NBC Dallas Fort Worth, showing how he assembled the machine himself
to achieve nuclear fusion. Now, the achievement places him in line to challenge the Guinness World Record currently held by Jackson Oswald, who achieved fusion in 2018. Hours before turning 13, and later recognized by Guinness as the youngest person to do so. Speaking to NBC, McMillan said he became interested in nuclear fusion after reading about it when he was younger and decided he wanted to try building his own machine. One thing this kid will never do is send those texts like the general was doing.
Probably no. He's got other, but it'll be more productive in society.
You're probably right.
Like how close is nuclear fusion to us having to take out his bedroom?
His parents probably going to find out soon, Jim.
Yeah, does he have what's it, soft water? Does he have soft water storage somewhere?
It's pretty crazy. The device he constructed is based on a fuser, which uses electric fields to heat confined plasma. While such machines do not generate usable energy, successfully operating one remains a significant engineering challenge.
Is this the kid, Tyler? Is this the real kid?
Yes, this is the kid. The first picture was Jackson, who had the current record at age 13.
Man, I have
just 12.
Difficult time lighting a pilot light, and this kid's nuclear fusion in his bedroom.
Of all the people on this show that aren't in danger of doing this, you're at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think we're all pretty safe here.
When's the last time your pilot light went out?
Well, I've got the fireplace issue right now, the gas fireplace.
Trust me, when his pilot light goes out, Hempill gets the call. He ain't lighting it.
I mean, I haven't had a pilot light go out.
Well, you got to lose gas for the pilot light to go out.
Yeah.
Did your gas not get turned off? You know, my gas bill wasn't as high as I thought it was going to be with all the heat my wife runs.
Good for you.
I know.
That is Trash Today, brought to you in part by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. Great place for lunch and dinner. Don't forget to go by there and enjoy a happy hour, too. Sterling and the crew takes care of you. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Make a plan when you're driving down to the beach this summer or to the lake. Stop at the Alabaster exit. Just make that your halfway point. Go to the bathroom, have a great lunch with Sterling, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Bama and Bourbon conversation. Lance and Aaron Suttles coming your way soon as well on the platform. Set up likes and subscriptions and alerts so you'll know when new content drops. That includes the latest Mick Gillespie, Jake Coker shows, and also when Tyler drops something at TNR Clips. TNR Clips, you can go over there and watch parts of the show as well. Apple and Spotify and all of that. We appreciate you so much. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.